Right, I think
Uh,
that's it. We're up.
we're up.
We're up. We are up.
Live. Oh my God, no, we're not live.
We are uppage.
We're uppage.
We're uppage. How's it going, everyone? I can see 42 eyeballs.
I can see 44 eyeballs.
Oh, there you go.
It's going up by the second. It's kicking off.
Boom! How's it going, man? Happy birthday.
I was going to sing happy birthday to Matt, but I don't think anyone wants to hear me singing.
Well, we can do it together.
Is that better or worse?
Does it matter?
Because I think we're probably both going to come in at a different pitch.
If you want, I'll go really low. Like,
does that mean I've got to go really high?
I don't know. Like, we can do that. Whatever it is. But I already did message him this morning on WhatsApp. I sang him happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Matt. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Cheers for dropping by to join. It's a shame you couldn't join us for the chat, but no, it is your birthday. So cake and festivities take priority.
I reckon he's eating lots of meat today.
Oh, he's filling his face with meat.
There's the boy Brown. He doesn't want us to sing.
Well, that's just out of order.
He doesn't want us to sing.
It's just not on.
Welcome everyone. How's it going? In 27 minutes. Hopefully you can see that timer right in front of us. That's why I put it there. So if anyone asks what time it is, you don't need to ask what time it is because it's there. So it's all sorted. BMF's on the wings and burgers. Get to the chopper. How's it going? Ben Matthew, Magma Cream. Who's picking up Project Terminus today? I'd be very interested.
What time does it go live on the store? 6 o'clock?
I'd imagine, yeah, in 27 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Void Mantis, Jeff Barbell Rash, how's it going? Regina, Zombie, Adrian Parker, good to see you all. Ray Holder, Revivalizer, thank you ever so much for picking this channel to watch this with us. I really appreciate it.
There's loads of channels doing this today, so it does mean a lot that you've come to join our quaint little, friendly, cozy podcast.
Well, everyone is doing this today. Everyone is doing this today. Delirium Drew, he says, "What is up, gents?"
BMAC says, "If the Quest Pro has body tracking, but your beard blocks the camera, what will you do?"
you'll have to comb it apart.
Or like, what I'll do, I'll take it and I'll fold it like up, like over my mouth or something, like put it here. Oh, that's amazing! Look how much you get. Oh, it's huge.
Wow, you've knocked years off then.
I'll say, yeah. Immediately, I'm a young boy.
You grow it really young and then just chuck it over your shoulder. Ideal.
Project Terminus is Beardo Benjo's favorite game, right? All jokes aside, I actually had a really good time with Project Terminus, and I think GT would say he did too, and so did Matt. We had a lot of laughs, and you can tell that in the video. But it's a janky game, but janky doesn't mean bad. Phasmophobia is a janky game, and it's one of the best-selling PC VR games out there. It's a lot of fun, but it's rough around the edges. I think is my personal opinion. I think GT's holding back more anger.
No, I'm like oh, I don't know. The thing is, right, like, I've been doing Quest content a long time, and I know developers, and I've been supporting certain developers as the Quest came to be. And one of them was the To The Top guys, which you noticed their poster in the game.
Yeah.
And like I was pretty close to them, and they were given the impression that they were coming to the store. So they made the Oculus version of To The Top, and they only found out, I think, 2 days before that they weren't going to make it on the store. So they spent all that time and money putting that game for nothing. And yeah, so we was arranged to like do a live stream of like the introduction. Like no one knew it was coming, and it was a really big game on PSVR, and a lot of my audience was PSVR. And I thought, wow, these guys are going to absolutely love this. Do you know what I mean? Wireless To The Top, play it anywhere. And yeah, so I've always and Pixel Ripped, love that game. No Anna. So yeah, when that happened, and I play games like Project Terminus, which like when you got people like having a go at you for not singing the praises of that game, it's a bad good game. It is a bad good game. You know, someone said on Twitter, "Oh, I love those like old Godzilla films. You know, they're bad, they're funny." It's awesome. Yeah, it's along those lines. It is along those lines of like, you will have a great time, but I'm not sure you'll have a great time the same as what the devs wanted you to have. They wanted you to be scared, and they wanted you to care about each other and stuff. And all we did was run around, panicked, and there was some frustration at times. It was just funny. It was just
funny.
It was just funny, you know.
I think that's the difference. I think you nailed it. I mean, ultimately, the way the game's marketed versus the way we played it. I mean, they've marketed it as a super scary game where you're running around the Paris underground and there's zombies in there, and the screenshots make it look like a terrifying experience. And it might be playing it solo. You know, if I was running around solo, maybe that would be scary. But as soon as we jumped in and we started running around, that pretense of a scary game disappeared.
Dude,
a funny game.
You were laughing your head off the moment we appeared in game.
The second I saw you in there, the giant foreheads and the hilarious hair, I was like, I'm gonna have such a good time tonight. And I did. I had such a good time. It's such a fun game. From the screams I heard, you sounded scared. No, I promise we weren't.
Magma, I would do. He wants me to put some epic music on, which I normally do, dude. And I just said to Ben I was going to find it, but we kind of run out of time. That's all.
It's all right. We got a few minutes. Does anybody in chat have any wacky out there predictions for what we're going to see today in terms of maybe some games? Anything you think is going to come out of left field and take us by surprise? Do you
think it's going to be some game focus? Do you think it's going to be some game focus?
I'd like to see some game focus.
I would.
But obviously, the two channels, like my channel and your channel, we're game focused.
Yeah, we're gaming channels. We're not news. We're not
the tech heads, really.
No. Yeah, we're all about the games.
We're the gamers. So obviously, we want to see some games, and I would love to see some games because ultimately, for me, is that a Frogger?
Yeah, Frogger.
Would you play as the frog, or would you?
I'd be the cars trying to hit the frog. It'd be a 10-player multiplayer game, and you've all got to try and run over the frog. That'd be awesome.
Probably say the M word a lot. I think we're going to hear Metaverse a lot today. Get ready for that. If you're playing a drinking game at home, every time they say Metaverse, take a shot. You will be wasted. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, I just want to mention that Tantrum has brought up a really good point, and I did post it in the Discord. PlayStation VR, I've got 3 epic games coming for PS Plus this month. Have you seen it?
Have they been confirmed?
I can't believe it. You've got Saints and Sinners. I'm like, what? Until You Fall. And there was one more. What was the other one? Because they're all massive games. And I saw it and I was like,
that's mad. Surely not. What?
Oh, and The Persistence.
Oh, I love that game.
I know. The Persistence, The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, and Until You Fall, all for free in November. That's mad. That's pretty mad. That is pretty mad.
That is mad. I love that. Yeah. My PSVR isn't set up right now. If I just put it away again, I break it out, every now and then, just because I don't have the space. But I do love the PSVR. Yeah, it's such a quality unit. Yeah. I can't wait for the new one, to be honest.
Where are we now? Nathan says he's not going to get Project Jank. His favorite part was Pedro. His favorite part was hiding in the locker. I think that's an unforgettable moment in my life, because when I was chatting to these lads, like, we were messaging each other, editing our videos, and we were like, we're kind of crying watching it. Like, I was laughing watching the videos so much, and and funny enough, people have been quite receptive, like positive about the game. They do actually want to play it. They think it's going to be funny and it's going to be fun with friends, and yeah.
No, I had like a little bit of my sugar pot belly yesterday in the morning, but then after editing and laughing all day, I've now got a 6-pack. It's amazing. I laughed so much yesterday. Editing that video was hilarious.
It was so
fantastic. Good, and watching it back was brilliant as well. And I think that it does convey the kind of fun you'll have in that game if you do pick it up and play it with friends. I can't account for the solo.
So we got you did ask for lofty predictions. GTA Trilogy, the definitive edition in VR. Rockstar, Slam Jester straight away afterwards saying Rockstar with VR title. I mean,
I'd love that. It would break the VR internet.
It'd be crazy. It'd be absolutely crazy. Devring is going. It'd be absolutely amazing.
I've seen Skyrim VR Quest a couple of times. I almost commented that on, I think it was Nathy on Twitter.
Skyrim, did you say, on Quest?
I'm actually surprised. I'm not surprised, but I think that's probably an inevitable at some point. Skyrim's on everything anyway. Bethesda want it to exist everywhere. The VR version on PC isn't the best. It's elevated more by mods than anything, but it's still a really great playable version of Skyrim. If that came to Quest, that would be like a Resident Evil 4 moment. I think
I was going to say,
like crazy.
I was going to say graphically, I think it could handle it because, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I think it would look great.
Originally, 360 era, and I would say that the Quest's got some titles that are as good or better than that kind of era of consoles. So yeah, I think it could run it. I would love it though.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you ever so much for the feedback about the volume. We are on. I'm not on the lager. I am on. What am I? I'm on apple and cherry sour sneak. I just needed some.
Delicious.
I need some Shazam.
Drifter's new game. I didn't know Drifter were working on a new game. Are Drifter working on a new VR game?
Drifter. Oh, the ones who've done
Lies Beneath.
Yeah, Robo Recall, or they've redone Robo Recall. I don't know.
I think they were the Lies Beneath guys.
Yeah, they were. Drifter definitely were. Who put something I wanted to read out?
Dead Space Extraction. I love Dead Space Extraction. I would eat my own beard.
Imagine that in co-op
onto VR. Oh god.
Imagine Dead Space in co-op. Like that'd be disgustingly amazing.
Sign me up.
Zero Course is Peppa Pig in VR. Great Tantrum. I know Facebook's all about standalone, but I would love to see a new Rift for the PC market. And I agree with that. I do think a lot of people want to see PC VR get that love again. And it feels weird that the Rift S is kind of like the last hurrah, but then they've also, that's why the Link is what it is. They've tried to make it so it's both, you could, but yeah, we'll have to see. I think some people just want that purity, don't they? They just want that straight up PC headset.
Yeah, I've still got mine. I still bust it out every day. I've got two actually. I think it's still probably the most comfortable headset I own. It's really lightweight, and I love the Halo strap on that thing. So I get why people harken back to it, like a kind of a golden era almost.
I didn't know you could change the foam on it though. Can you?
I haven't. Mine's the stock foam.
I know. So like by the end of the life of my last Rift S, and I sold it, and someone bought it off me for like 200 quid. I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm really sorry about like the foam. He was like, no, that's all right, because I sweated in that.
I'll just change it.
I don't know, but then I don't ever see any replacement pads or anything like that. So I don't know.
I think you might have to search on eBay. It might be an eBay job, but you'll be able to find a third-party seller that'll have something for you, I'm sure. But yeah, mine is just the stock foam, and it still goes. Hey, look at that! We broke 100, 109 eyeballs.
Thank you ever so much, and we've also apparently hit 1,000 subscribers as well. So thank you.
Very good job.
Cheers, guys. And I will actually start streaming on the channel at some point more often, because it's just the plan is trying to build something for the future. That's the idea. That is the plan, so bear with me. Dark Angel, how's it going? Where was we? Something else?
There's some mad stuff in the chat. I'm trying to catch up. There's some weird
Superman 64 VR. I don't know if you ever played Superman 64.
Flying through the rings. That was the whole game.
Pretty much. Yeah, it wasn't a good game from what I remember. It wasn't
a good game.
But I wanted to like it so much.
Did you play, I think you did, Megaton Rainfall?
Yes.
Basically Superman simulator for VR anyway.
It was awesome at the time.
Just fly around stopping aliens and stuff. Yeah.
It was really good. So I'm thinking hopefully in the next few seconds we're going to get a countdown come up. I mean, surely they're going to do something at the 15-minute mark.
They might just roll it right to the end.
They might do.
Zuck's face will just come onto the screen.
So it should
zoomed in.
It should be on Facebook Reality Labs. It should be on this website here. I don't think it's going to be on here. I don't think so. I think it's going to be here. So yeah.
Get to the chopper says, I would never want Superman to fly into my ring.
Jesus, Chopper. Do you know what the time is? Do you know what the time? It's
not even 6 o'clock.
It's 6:15, son.
Not gone past the watershed yet.
Bloody hell. Thank you, Shane. How you doing? 299399. I'm not sure what that. I'm sure that's just referring to the price of what we think is going to happen. Regardless of knowing exact figures, I do actually believe that whatever comes out today will be affordable. I think they proved that. I think top price is 500. I don't think I'd be very surprised if Oculus ever went over £500 for a headset.
It isn't their marketing strategy. It isn't their USP. They're like, other VR headset manufacturers on the market are adopting that high-end enterprise hobbyist space. There's been multiple headsets announced this month that have been upwards of £1,000, £2,000.
Yeah.
That isn't what Oculus are about. That isn't what Facebook are going for. They are going for widespread, the biggest net they can physically cast that will catch as many fish as possible. And that's going to be affordability. So
Yeah.
you're right. I don't think we'll see anything over kind of a $499. I think that's a super top end for them. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of $299, $399 in the chat. And I think whatever they announce will probably sit within that catchment, depending on what it is that they announce.
So what is the feeling of, say, obviously we've had like the last, I don't know, 4 to 6 months of Oculus Quest Pro. We've got this new black headset that's come about. Where are you all? Like, what are you thinking? Because I can tell you what I'm thinking. It's going to happen today. If anyone wants to go first.
I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear what you
Okay,
like to
so
say.
I think, and I did tweet it, I think the black headset, I think there's going to be a black and white thing going on. I think the black headset is going to be like a bit of a punch in the face to HTC. It's going to be a media workspace device. And as we saw from the leaked footage, it looks like you can play games on it, but I don't think it's going to be the focus of it. And then you're going to have a new Quest. And I think the black headset might not be called an Oculus headset. I think it might be, and this is, I mean, I could be completely wrong, obviously, but I think it's going to be the first Facebook headset. But the only thing that throws a spanner in the works for me on that one is I've heard they're ditching the name Facebook. So,
Rebranding, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of with you. I kind of agree with what you said there. I think whatever the leaks were from the black one that's doing the rounds online, to me, that certainly looks like a lifestyle headset. It doesn't look like a gaming headset. It looks like it will do some light gaming. I think it was quite a choice decision to have it play Beat Saber in that capture. And then it almost looked like a tightrope game.
Were they doing it with hand tracking though? It looked like Beat Saber.
I don't think anything had controllers in that.
No, I didn't think they
particular
did.
Like the GIF, the rendering they made. I don't think any of them were holding controllers. So I think it's going to be quite a simple, light gaming, but mainly focused on lifestyle, business, enterprisey type device. Something you can throw on, jump into a meeting, because they're pushing for that kind of meeting device, aren't they? They want multiple people to have this device, chuck it on, and then jump into a meeting room and work together there. I would like to see them announce a Quest Pro, let's say, a kind of a more gaming heavy hitter device, but I don't think we'll see it released until mid to late next year. I don't think it's coming this year at all.
I hope that they can announce something. The only thing is, when it comes to marketing stuff, obviously Quest 2 is still, I think, pretty new. Yeah. I know it can feel old to some people because I think VR community is quite small. As I said, I call it a storm in a cup sometimes. We're always looking for the next bit of excitement. So often, we're like, well, what's next? What's happening? I played that game. What's next? And like, I think as Jansen Fox just said, I've only just bought an Oculus Quest 2. And like Resident Evil 4, I think will be, or is soon to be, the biggest selling game on the Quest 2. They're pushing the Quest 2 in those ads. I've noticed on YouTube, it's all Quest 2 stuff. So in my mind, I don't think you want to be pushing that so hard if you're going to be walking away from it pretty soon.
I don't think they will either. I think a lot of people started circulating the picture of a box that had landed in a retail store in the States. I think it was at a Target or a Walmart. And it was a box saying basically they couldn't open it until either tomorrow or after this event today.
Yeah.
And a lot of people started speculating, what's in the box? I think it's just going to be branding. I think it's just going to be branding, or kind of like a point of sale end point that has to go in the store that's branded with, let's say, Resident Evil and some big hitters that they announced today. So if Medal of Honor gets a release date today, let's say, that will probably go on to that POS. And it will be branding for Christmas. It's stuff they can't put up now because they haven't announced it until Connect. I think it's just going to be a repackaging that's being distributed around the internet in this box. I think people are getting excited about this box. People thinking, in there's the Quest 3, and it's like, it's realistically going to be branding.
So Mr. Trinidad has just literally lit me
on
up.
Your mind.
He's like, Oculus Go 2. And I'm like, do you know what?
The black one.
I'm not sure, but that could be what's happening. And that would even be a cheaper headset, I'm assuming. Because it'd be very hard, because then they'd have to push the Go as the better headset. And I don't think they would.
No.
I think the Go would be the even cheaper headset for multimedia. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Well, ultimately, whatever they do, I'm excited to see it. I don't think we'll have a new gaming headset to play anytime soon from them. I think if they're going to announce something and launch it this year, it's going to be this social headset, which I would be intrigued to get my hands on and play with. But I don't think we're going to find anything in this presentation that's going to
Play Dead Space.
No, nothing's going to play Dead Space.
Here we go.
I think anything in this presentation today is going to usurp what we're already using from Oculus, which is going to be the Quest 2. I think that's going to be the dominant headset for at least another, I don't know. I wouldn't want to put a prediction on it, but at least another 8 to 12 months before they start trying to usurp it. It's just got so much weight behind it at the moment, you know. It's, yeah, you don't retire your winning horse if it's still winning races, kind of thing. That it's still going strong. So I don't see it backing down.
Right, just let me know, everyone, if you can hear the music coming through now, because it's going to come through on one channel. So I can see it coming up on your voice channel, Ben.
I can hear the music, yeah. So when the keynote kicks off, I'll probably be quite quiet. I might chime in, but I don't want to talk over all of it for you guys.
Yeah, definitely chime in. That is widescreen. That's as big as I can get it, I think. Yeah. And there we go. That's it. We're on our way. Sound is just fine. Excellent. So yeah.
I think the thing that, yeah, like you basically nailed it when you said storm in a teacup. I think we do always kind of have our eyes on the horizon and we're like, oh, when's the next thing? When's the next headset? When's the next headset? But for me and for you as game-centric channels, my biggest concern, the thing I'm always chasing after, is where's the software? I don't care about the hardware at this point, because the hardware that we've got is more than capable of giving me great immersive experience. Yes, they can be better. There's always going to be better. But until we get a constant stream of quality software, I'm not, in my mind, chasing new hardware. And I think software is the bigger problem in VR right now. We need more quality software.
Do you know what the thing is? Like, people want these better headsets, but you're going to need the PC to bloody use them. And that's the real problem. Like, Oculus Rift S is obviously a lower resolution headset. I think the fact that it is wider, doesn't use Link, gives you better performance as well. And it's great for content creators. But the higher you go up with these headsets, the harder it is to play games and make content. And yeah, I'm just like, dude, with GPUs the way they are, like, do you really want to have a 4K display on your face?
If I sit there with a 12K Pimax running on highest settings and capture on OBS and whatever, my PC will set on fire. It's not going to happen. So I think there's a tipping point, but it depends what you want out of VR. I think there's a whole portion of people who are hobbyists and enthusiasts who just want the coolest, most cutting edge technology they can get their hands on. That just isn't me. And I identified that over the last few weeks, where I'm seeing everyone get excited about Pimax and Vario, and I'm like, I see this stuff and I'm like, I rate it. It's great, and I love that they're pushing the tech forward. But I just want some new games that excite me, and maybe some refinements to the formula of what I've already got in terms of a Quest or Rift S that are going to make that gaming experience better.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if we're lacking in content or we're lacking in high quality content.
Certainly.
I mean, you just said what I've said there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, I mean, if you think about it, we do get a lot of stuff. I went on SideQuest today. My God, it is full of stuff, and there's probably some real good gems in there that are just sitting there waiting. You know,
I think if you actually put it side by side against like an Xbox release schedule, well, actually, it would trash an Xbox release schedule right now because they've got nothing coming out. But if you put it up against like PlayStation, we are getting considerable and meaningful exclusive content for VR. You know, big games are dropping on a fairly regular basis, and especially over the last 2 months, and hopefully into the next month. Hopefully November's just as fruitful as October and September have been. I think our problem is it's the May through August slump.
Yeah.
Where there's nothing.
No. And I think when developers really push themselves to make these amazing games like Saints and Sinners, Half-Life Alyx, do you know what I mean? Like Lone Echo for some people.
Yeah. Those
big budget games, Resident Evil 4, like someone wrote a comment on my video and was like, finally, I've got a full VR game. And I kind of let that settle for a minute, and I'm like, I know what he's saying. He's got like a 9, 10, 12 hour game here with extras, and come back with like a new game plus, a hardcore mode, gun range. Like, I get it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get what they're saying. And yeah, so I don't know if it's a lack of content or it's a lack of big content, you know?
It's a lack of, certainly. I think there is actually a huge amount of content. As you say, if you go into side quest, it's actually quite overwhelming. I can't work my way through that anymore. I used to go in there pretty regularly, almost every week, and just try and pick out the cool new things. I struggle now because it's a sea of content and it's hard to find the gems in there. So I think we have got a lot of content. Someone just said it. I've just been caught off guard by a comment.
What was it?
That says, I hate to say it, but if they could get Fortnite on it, that'll get all the 6-year-olds wanting a HMD. I can't disagree.
They might get out of Rec Room and play some Fortnite.
Can you imagine I'd play a first-person Fortnite in VR.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's what Population 1 was close to.
Yeah. But Fortnite at this point is basically just a Funko Pop game. You just collect skins, you collect little characters from different games, don't you? And that's something that keeps you coming back. But I'd play that.
But it's little things as well. There's a lot of crossovers. There's a lot of famous people involved in Fortnite. Like, do you know what I mean? There's big events and all these things because there's money there that obviously isn't in VR, and we think it is.
I'm just excited. I hope today for me, and we're 2 minutes odd out, so I'm just going to kind of start to sum up my thoughts. I hope we get a release date for after the fall, because I think for me it's the last big game that I'm excited for in terms of VR.
Yeah.
That I know of this year. There could still be surprises that I don't know of, but in terms of things that are on the horizon, I'm like, God, I want to play that, and I hope it's still this year. Would be after the fall.
I'm hoping Stress Level Zero.
Oh,
their Quest game. It's been a long time since we heard about that. I've seen some people make videos about it like no one's ever heard of it, and that made me realise that possibly no one's ever heard of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was that long ago.
So long.
Yeah. I'm hoping for 2 new headsets. I'm hoping for a standalone and a PC headset, and as you just said, and after the fall, I think the fact they put that game back has made me put my trust in it being absolutely brilliant even more. You know,
was it just delayed once, or has it been delayed twice?
I think it's only been delayed once.
Okay.
I think. What's up, everyone? Thank you. How you all doing? Sorry, we haven't said hello to everyone in the chat. Unbelievably, there's so many of you here. Thank you ever so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Very much so.
Someone said about that's why it's so important about the mods we're getting, like Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 2, actually, I think I should put some more effort into playing that game in VR. I've played it to cover it, and I played it in my own time, but the guy is like really, really pushing that mod. And then obviously we both cover Resident Evil 2.
Risk of Rain's co-op, man. We could both jump into it VR.
I love Risk of Rain. I thought it was so good. I thought it was so good.
You could stream it. You said you want to do some streams. There you go. I'll jump in.
I do need some more streams.
You can do your Metroid mod. You can play as Samus.
It's Vogue. Where's it going? 1 minute. Thank you to everyone settling down. Got a lovely crowd. Thank you ever so much. Supermiles64. That is a fantastic name. How you doing?
Hey, I know him. That's my mate Miles.
That is wicked, mate. I love that. N64.
That's it. Retro boy. Color pass through.
And Cat Gamers like.
That's all I need.
And Cat Gamers like. There's a VR mod for Risk of Rain. Yeah, man. I know Ben would have covered it, obviously. My favourite mod was actually where you could be Samus in the game. That was excellent. To feel like Samus was.
You even had a
superb
hand cannon as well, didn't you?
Yeah, mate. I loved it. I did add all the music though. There was no music, but I couldn't make a video about adding music.
I thought you did. Yeah, I was like, surely it's not got all this music in it. That's amazing.
Yeah, sure. 20 seconds. Here we go. Thank you ever so much for everyone being here. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the likes. Really appreciate it.
Oh, scary.
All I've got to do is not press anything. It's hard.
In a few minutes, we're going to share our vision for the future. And with all the scrutiny and public debate, some of you might be wondering why we're doing this right now. The answer is that I believe that we're put on this earth to create. I believe that technology can make our lives better, and I believe that the future won't be built on its own. It will be built by those who are willing to stand up and say, this is the future we want, and I'm going to keep pushing and giving everything I've got to make this happen. Now, I know that some people will say that this isn't a time to focus on the future. And I want to acknowledge that there are important issues to work on in the present. There always will be. So for many people, I'm just not sure there ever will be a good time to focus on the future. But I also know that there are a lot of you who feel the same way that I do. We live for what we're building, and while we make mistakes, we keep learning and building and moving forward. So, for all of you who share these values, I dedicate today to you. In my mind, you're the heroes in our society who push the world forward. And as long as I'm running this company, I will do my best to celebrate this spirit.
Someone in chat just looking for a volume up.
It's actually as loud as it can go. There is no volume up. If I turn it right up, it's going to just... You might have to be quiet, Ben.
We always ask, where is the future going to take us? But the real question is, where are we going to take the future?
There are no closed doors, no walls.
Holy mackerels, this is unbelievable.
We may have brain surgeons in Edinburgh operating on patients in New Zealand.
You'll send emotions, feelings, memories.
Imagine a world where we are represented the way we want to be.
You know, in the future, it just feels like long distance won't be so distant.
There's a big frontier. Where do you want to go?
Very cool.
And we're just getting started.
Appreciate the past, utilize the present, but don't be afraid to create the future.
That's pretty epic.
Hey, and welcome to Connect. Today, we're going to talk about the metaverse. I want to share what we imagine is possible, the experiences you'll have, the creative economy we'll all build, and the technology that needs to be invented, as well as how we're going to all do this together. The basic story of technology in our lifetimes is how it's given us the power to express ourselves and experience the world with ever greater richness. Back when I started Facebook, that mostly meant text that we typed on computers. Then we all got phones with cameras, and the internet became much more visual. And recently, as connections got faster, video has become the main way that we experience content. We've gone from desktop to web to phones, from text to photos to video, but this isn't the end of the line. The next platform and medium will be even more immersive, an embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the metaverse. And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine. Get together with friends and family, work, learn, play, shop, create, as well as entirely new categories that don't really fit how we think about computers or phones today. Now, since we're doing this remotely today, I figured let's make this special. So we've put together something that I think is really going to give you a feeling for what this future could be like. We believe the metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet. We'll be able to feel present, like we're right there with people, no matter how far apart we actually are. We'll be able to express ourselves in new, joyful, completely immersive ways, and that's going to unlock a lot of amazing new experiences. When I send my parents a video of my kids, they're going to feel like they're right in the moment with us, not
what's with the bottle of barbecue sauce? It's got a bottle of barbecue sauce there.
When you play a game with your friends, you'll feel like you're right there together in a different world, not just on your computer by yourself. And when you're in a meeting in the metaverse, it'll feel like you're right in the room together, making eye contact, having a shared sense of space, and not just looking at a grid of faces on a screen. That's what we mean by an embodied internet. Instead of looking at a screen, you're going to be in these experiences. Everything we do online today, connecting socially, entertainment, games, work, is going to be more natural and vivid. This isn't about spending more time on screens. It's about making the time that we already spend better. Screens just can't convey the full range of human expression and connection. They can't deliver that deep feeling of presence. But the next version of the internet can. That's what we should be working towards. Technology that's built around people and how we actually experience the world and interact with each other. That's what the metaverse is all about. Now, the best way to understand the metaverse is to experience it yourself, but it's a little tough because it doesn't fully exist yet. Some of the basic building blocks are here though, and others are starting to emerge as we speak. We're starting to get a sense of how it could all come together and what it could feel like. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. Rather than just focusing on this year's products like a normal keynote, we're going to talk about the future. So let's start by exploring what different kinds of metaverse experiences could feel like, starting with the most important experience.
What's going on?
Connecting with people.
Who's going to say gaming? Oh, here we go. Someone said you got to appreciate everything he's doing for VR, and you have. You have.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually, it has things that are only possible virtually, and it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear.
Mini Zuck.
All right, perfect.
Boy.
Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Mark. What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space? Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a crater I met in LA.
This place is amazing.
Boz, is that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
Whoa.
I knew you were bluffing.
Hey, wait. Where is Naomi?
Let's call her.
Naomi!
Hey, should we deal you in?
Hey. Sorry, I'm running late, but you've got to see what we're checking out. There's an artist going around Soho hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art? That's cool.
Send that link over so we can all look at it. This is stunning.
Okay, that is something.
That's awesome.
Wow. I love the movement.
Wait, it's disappearing.
This is amazing.
Hold on. I'll tip the artist and they'll extend it.
Wow. Brilliant.
If you guys like it here, I have another room that you're gonna love. Check out this forest room.
Huh, let's see it.
Koi fish that fly? That's new.
This is wild. Hey, one sec, Boz. It's Priscilla.
Hey, you have to see this. Beast is going crazy.
Oh, I love that guy. We've got to show that to the kids. Can you also send that to my dad?
I'll message him.
All right, see you at home. This place is great, Boz, but there's something I got to get back to. All right, so that's a glimpse of a few ways that we're going to be able to get together and socialize in the metaverse. It's a ways off, but you can start to see some of the fundamental building blocks take shape. First, the feeling of presence. This is the defining quality of the metaverse. You're going to really feel like you're there with other people. You'll see their facial expressions, you'll see their body language, maybe figure out if they're actually holding a winning hand. All the subtle ways that we communicate that today's technology can't quite deliver. Next, there are avatars, and that's how we're going to represent ourselves in the metaverse. Avatars will be as common as profile pictures today, but instead of a static image, they're going to be living 3D representations of you. Your expressions, your gestures, that are going to make interactions much richer than anything that's possible online today. You'll probably have a photorealistic avatar for work, a stylized one for hanging out, and maybe even a fantasy one for gaming. You're going to have a wardrobe of virtual clothes for different occasions, designed by different creators and from different apps and experiences. Importantly, you should be able to bring your avatar and digital items across different apps and experiences in the metaverse. Beyond avatars, there is your home space. You're going to be able to design it to look the way you want, maybe put up your own pictures and videos and store your digital goods. You're going to be able to invite people over, play games and hang out. You'll also even have a home office where you can work. Your home is your personal space from which you can teleport to anywhere you want. Now, speaking of teleporting, there are going to be all kinds of different spaces that people make. Rooms like the ones that we just saw, but also games and whole worlds that you can teleport in and out of whenever you want. Teleporting around the metaverse is going to be like clicking a link on the internet. It's an open standard. In order to unlock the potential of the metaverse, there needs to be interoperability. And that goes beyond just taking your avatar and digital items across different apps and experiences, which we are already building an API to support. You want to know that when you buy something or create something, that your items will be useful in a lot of contexts and you're not going to be locked into one world or platform. You want to know that you own your items, not a platform. Now, this is going to require not just technical work, like some of the important projects that are going on around crypto and NFTs in the community now. It's also going to take ecosystem building, norm setting, and new forms of governance. And this is something that we're really going to focus on. Privacy and safety need to be built into the metaverse from day one. You'll get to decide when you want to be with other people, when you want to block someone from appearing in your space, or when you want to take a break and teleport to a private bubble to be alone. You're going to be able to bring things from the physical world into the metaverse. Almost any type of media that can be represented digitally, photos, videos, art, music, movies, books, games, you name it. And lots of things that are physical today, like screens, will just be able to be holograms in the future. You won't need a physical TV, it'll just be a $1 hologram from some high school kid halfway across the world.
Rip LG.
And you'll be able to take your items and project them into the physical world as holograms in augmented reality too. You're going to be able to move across these different experiences on all kinds of different devices, sometimes using virtual reality so you're fully immersed, sometimes using augmented reality glasses so you can be present in the physical world as well, and sometimes on a computer or phone so you can quickly jump into the metaverse from existing platforms. There are going to be new ways of interacting with devices that are much more natural. Instead of typing or tapping, you're going to be able to gesture with your hands, say a few words, or even just make things happen by thinking about them. Your devices won't be the focal point of your attention anymore. Instead of getting in the way, they're going to give you a sense of presence in the new experiences that you're having and the people who you're with. Now, these are some of the basic concepts for the metaverse. And while this may sound like science fiction, we're starting to see a lot of these technologies coming together. In the next 5 or 10 years, a lot of this is going to be mainstream. And a lot of us will be creating and inhabiting worlds that are just as detailed and convincing as this one on a daily basis. So even though it's still a long way off, we're starting to work on some of these foundational concepts today. Horizon is the social platform that we're building for people to create and interact in the metaverse. One part of this is Horizon Home, which is our early vision for a home space in the metaverse. Horizon Home is the first thing that you'll see when you put on your Quest headset. Today, there are already a bunch of options to choose from, and in the future, anyone will be able to create one. We've just called it Home until now because it's been missing something very important: people. Soon, we're going to be introducing a social version of Home, where you can invite your friends to join you as avatars. You'll be able to hang out, watch videos together, and jump into apps together. Then, there is Horizon Worlds, which is where you can build worlds and jump into them with people. Horizon is designed to make it possible for everyone to create, and we're already seeing people build some really interesting experiences, from creating new games together to throwing surprise parties in VR that family and friends around the world can join. We started rolling out Horizon Worlds in beta last year, and we're adding more people and more worlds every day. And we also just launched Horizon Workrooms earlier this year for collaboration. Beyond Horizon, we're also making it easier to communicate with your friends across different layers of reality. This year, we're bringing messenger calls to virtual reality. You're going to be able to invite your friends to a messenger call, and soon you'll be able to explore somewhere together or join a game. Now, these are the kinds of tools that need to get built so that you can jump into the metaverse with your friends from anywhere. And they're going to unlock some pretty amazing experiences.
Not seeing the word Facebook.
Now, let's move on from some of these basic concepts and
no,
people
lots
just
of the word
connecting
Horizon
to a completely different set of experiences around entertainment and gaming.
Yeah.
Imagine your best friend is at a concert somewhere across the world. What if you could be there with her?
sneakers. I never had a car.
Yo. You're here!
Yeah.
After party passes? Yes!
I want you to tell it like it is. Love how you live. When you're doing what you do, just tell the truth.
Jumping in now.
What if there was an after party that anyone could go to, no matter where they were?
This is wild.
Hey, check this out. Charity auction happening. Oh, there's swag.
And when you go to the after party, you could connect with other fans, hear new versions of your favorite songs, and check out the merch that just dropped.
Ooh, I like that one.
Well, now you've got to get it.
You can start to see how the metaverse is going to enable richer experiences by letting us add new layers to the world that we can interact with. Creators and artists are going to be able to connect with their audiences in new ways and really bring them into these shared experiences. Now, there's a lot that needs to get built to create experiences like this, but we're working on some of these pieces right now with Spark AR. First, we're building tools that creators can use to place digital objects into the physical world and let people interact with them. And rather than just simple visual effects, new creator capabilities will support 3D objects that can respond and react realistically, including a realistic sense of depth and occlusion. In the next year, we're also adding the ability for creators to connect different physical locations into cohesive augmented reality storytelling experiences, like guided tours or scavenger hunts. We're also building a Horizon marketplace, where creators can sell and share 3D digital items. And our hope is that this will enable a lot more commerce and help grow the overall metaverse economy. Because at the end of the day, it is really the creators and developers who are going to build the metaverse and make this real. And to make sure that there's an ecosystem that can sustain hundreds of thousands of people working on this, which is what we're going to need to bring this to life, then it's critical that creators and developers can make a good living doing this work. Now, if you ask people today what they thought the metaverse was, a lot of people would probably say it was a Spider-Man movie. But the people who actually follow the space would say it's about gaming. And that's because gaming provides many of the most immersive experiences, and it is the biggest entertainment industry by far. Gaming in the metaverse is going to span from immersive experiences in fantasy worlds to bringing simple games into our everyday lives through holograms. Maybe you'll play old games in new ways.
So, Barcelona, huh?
Well, it's not New York, but I like it.
New York misses you.
What's that?
I said, let me put my game face on so I can beat you.
Okay. Check.
I gotta try another game face next time.
Maybe you'll go head-to-head with players from around the world.
It's like a shop.
Some call it skill.
Keep talking.
Or maybe you'll do things that aren't even possible in gaming today.
Hey Mark, down for a VR foiling sesh?
Now this is more my style.
Classic look. All right. Nice. Oh, nice choice, Mark. Ready to shred. All right, here we go.
Whoa.
Whoa, hang in there, Mark.
That's not good.
Hit this section, boom. All right, backflip. Yoo-hoo!
I've got an idea.
Hey, where are you going?
Gotta pump it to jump it.
What? I didn't even know that was an option. You're not gonna catch me now. Take that, unicorn. Oh, Tube City.
Kind of reminds me of when Xbox Connect
I'll let you win next time. All
happened.
good.
You know what I mean? All these
Oh, that was a
amazing
close one. You want to go
things
again?
that
Maybe
aren't
later.
quite as
I'm gonna need
amazing
a
as
lot more sunscreen.
when it actually happens, you know? Like,
100%.
Well, gaming is how a lot of people are going to step into the metaverse for the first time. It already has some of the most fully built out digital goods and the most active creator and developer communities, and major platforms like Epic are working to build out the metaverse, starting with gaming. For our part, we're heavily investing in building a healthy VR and AR ecosystem, so the game studios can keep building and gaming creators can keep creating. Now, Deb from our studios team is joining me. Deb, do you want to take us through some of the exciting games in the pipeline for Quest?
Absolutely. Over the years, we've had the opportunity to work with incredible developers like Vertigo Games, the studio behind fan favorite Arizona Sunshine.
I love Arizona Sunshine. That game basically got me and my friends through the first few months of the pandemic.
That's awesome. If you enjoyed that, Mark, I think you'll be excited that we're partnering with Vertigo on 5 more great games from Deep
Whoa.
Silver and others. We'll share more about this lineup very soon.
Nice. What else is coming?
Well, the metaverse is constantly evolving. So one of the most important aspects will be live service games that launch updates and new downloadable content regularly, like Echo VR, Beat Saber, Onward, Pistol Whip, and more. We're focused on this a lot right now, making sure games can build out active communities. Beat Saber has a passionate community.
Oh, I love Beat Saber.
So do I. And Beat Saber just passed $100 million in lifetime revenue on Quest alone. It's a great example of a game that keeps releasing fresh content. They've actually been working on evolving the way that you interact with the tracks and feel the music. Also, the team has been working on something really cool. Check this out. I can't wait to play this. And they keep partnering with incredible artists to release new music packs all the time. Did you play the Billie Eilish music pack last month?
Yeah, a little more than I should have. I probably should have been working more on this metaverse.
oh, custom sabers, is that it?
They have a great lineup of artists for 2022. And there's one more epic surprise before the end of the year. So stay tuned. Okay, have you played Population 1?
I mean, yeah, I love the game
Well,
so much that
For those who haven't, Population 1 is a thrilling battle royale that is only possible in VR. Since its launch at Connect last year, it has become one of the highest earning games on Quest and the biggest multiplayer FPS on the platform. You can have up to 24 people in at once for a match. We're super excited to keep launching big updates, like an all-new autumn event later in November and a Winter Wonderland update in December. Okay, here's something I know our community has been waiting for.
lay it on us.
All right, this is a title from the Warp Frog team. This is the team that set the standard for VR combat physics when it launched on Rift in 2019.
Lay it on me.
That's right, Blade and Sorcery Nomad, the built for VR medieval fantasy sandbox that pairs magic with melee, is launching on Quest later this year.
This year? Wow. It does some amazing work. I'd heard the rumors. The only thing is, can you mod it?
For more gaming updates, look out for the 2022 Oculus Gaming Showcase. It's going to be loaded with news you won't want to miss. But Mark, I believe you have some news for us as well.
Yeah, you know, I have to say, it's really impressive to see this lineup come together over the last few years, but There's one project that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, this is one of the all-time greats, and we've been working for years to bring it to Quest.
I'm excited to announce that the Rockstar Games classic Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is in development for Quest 2. This new version of what I think is one of the greatest games ever made will offer players an entirely new way to experience this iconic open world in virtual reality.
Oh, what?
That's it, Mark. I'm moving to the Metaverse.
All right, thanks, Deb. This is going to be amazing.
Jesus, that's...
Now, a lot of the most interesting games out there take advantage of how you can move around physically. Being able to look anywhere, move freely, it's just a fundamentally different experience from staring at a screen. This quality of being physically embodied and able to interact with the world and move around inside it, that opens up some completely new experiences that didn't really make sense before on 2D phones or computers. And one example that we are seeing take off is fitness. And speaking of that, I think it's time for my workout.
You can just stop it there.
Are already using Quest to stay fit. It lets you work out in some completely new ways. It's kind of like a Peloton, but instead of a bike, you just have your VR headset, and with it, you can do anything from boxing lessons to sword fighting to even dancing. You'll be able to work out in new worlds, even against an AI. Maybe you'll get some friends together for some 3-on-3. Maybe play pickup with people on the other side of the world. Or imagine your Facebook cycling group does an AR charity ride.
Let's go!
Complete with a leaderboard. Maybe you'll be able to train with the best, like you're right there with them. Like Lee Kiefer, Olympic gold medalist.
On guard. Fence. Don't be scared this time.
I'm just going to turn this. I'm just going to turn this down for a bit, Ben.
You seem like a natural.
I think we need to talk about this just for a minute. Like, I know this. I know this is what's going on, but GTA. Like, I honestly never thought that would have happened.
Yeah, I can't quite wrap my head around it. I'd heard rumors that Rockstar were working on something VR, or the studio that made LA Noire, the VR version, was working on something for VR. That's going to be absolutely huge. That's like, I thought Resi 4 was huge.
Yeah, this is yeah, it is absolutely probably the biggest exclusive Virtuality's got.
Yeah,
it's got to be. It's got to be the biggest one yet.
And San Andreas is, you know,
it's the biggest one as well. I think it's massive.
You could spend hundreds of hours in that. That is probably the most meaningful VR piece of content. Like, obviously things like Skyrim exist that you can return to, but GTA, you could spend hundreds of hours in there, just running around that world, just punching NPCs and stealing cars. I just can't believe that that's the thing that's actually going to happen, that we're going to get to play.
All right, let's turn it up again.
Imagine if you could be at the office without the commute. You would still have that sense of presence, shared physical space, those chance interactions that make your day all accessible from anywhere. Now imagine that you have your perfect work setup and you can actually do more than you could in your regular work setup. And on top of all that, you can keep wearing your favorite sweatpants.
Looking good. Let's get together real quick for a debrief.
I'm free now. Let's jump in. Hi.
Hey.
So what do we think?
I think it's ready.
Great.
I'll prep it for the presentation.
All right. Good luck.
Imagine a space where you can tune out distractions and focus on the task at hand. And when you're ready to share what you've been working on, you can present it as if you're right there with the team.
Wait, where's Mark?
I think he's in the middle of something.
You can already see some of these elements in Horizon Workrooms, which we launched a couple of months ago. Later this year, we plan to introduce room customization, so you can put your own logos and posters in your workrooms. We're also introducing a new office space in Horizon Home, for when you want your perfect workspace to do some focused work or just cross a few things off your to-do list. We're also announcing 2D progressive web apps for the Quest store, and as a new developer frameworks, they're easier to build. So you can drop in and check on a work project while you're in VR using services like Dropbox, Slack, or stay connected with Facebook and Instagram. This starts bringing more of your 2D internet services into the metaverse. And as we've focused more on work, and frankly, as we've heard your feedback more broadly, we're working on making it so you can log into Quest with an account other than your personal Facebook account. We're starting to test support for work accounts soon, and we're working on making a broader shift here within the next year. I know this is a big deal for a lot of people. Not everyone wants their social media profile linked to all these other experiences, and I get that, especially as the metaverse expands. And I'll share more about that later. But I'm genuinely optimistic about work in the metaverse. We know from the last couple of years that a lot of people can effectively work from anywhere. But hybrid is going to be a lot more complex, when some people are together and others are still remote. So giving everyone the tools to be present, no matter where they are, whether as a hologram sitting next to you in a physical meeting or in a discussion taking place in the metaverse, that's going to be a game changer. I think this could be very positive for our society and economy. Giving people access to jobs in more places, no matter where they live, will be a big deal for spreading opportunity to more people. Dropping our daily commutes will mean less time stuck in traffic and more time doing things that matter. And it'll be good for the environment. Actually, if you travel for work and working in the metaverse means that you just take one less flight each year, that's probably better than almost anything else that you can do for the environment. I think working in the metaverse is going to feel like a huge step forward. And these dynamics, like the ability to teleport places with people and interact around shared projects in virtual space, they're going to be valuable in a lot of other categories of experiences too. So now Marnie, our Chief Business Officer, is going to take us through some of them.
Thanks, Mark. We'll see you in a minute. What if you could learn about anything in the world just by bringing it closer to you?
So, we're gonna have an astrophysicist in the family.
Actually, I have to write this paper. Will you help me?
Let's take a closer look. What part of the solar system are we talking about?
Saturn.
If you were taking astrophysics, you could study in the metaverse.
Did you know the rings are made up of billions of icy particles?
Really?
Look at this.
You ready to do that paper now, right?
Yeah.
In the metaverse, you'll be able to teleport not just to any place, but any time as well. Ancient Rome. Imagine standing on the streets, hearing the sounds, visiting the markets, to get a sense of the rhythm of life over 2,000 years ago. Imagine learning how the Forum was built by actually seeing the Forum get built right in front of you. Hi, everyone. I'm Marnie Levine. In the metaverse, learning won't feel anything like the way we've learned before. With a headset or glasses, you'll be able to pull up schematics if you're studying, or maybe even the service manual for a vehicle you're learning to repair. Let's say you're a med student or a doctor. With apps like OSO VR, you can learn new techniques in surgery firsthand, practicing until you get it right. Or if you're studying Earth science, you could swim through the Great Barrier Reef, get up close to Earth's mightiest insects with your instructor, David Attenborough, whose VR documentary is playing now in Oculus TV.
This is a world of intrigue, a world of wonder, a secret world hidden to the human eye. Explore the extraordinary world of Micro Monsters 3D with me, David Attenborough.
This is just one of the ways we're going to learn in the future. But in order to get there, we're going to need to help build the skill sets of the people who build these experiences. So we're setting aside $150 million to train the next generation of creators to build immersive learning content and increase access to devices. And to help more creators make a living building AR effects using Spark AR, we're going to establish a professional curriculum and certification process, make it easier to monetize, and put our Spark AR curriculum on Coursera and edX.
I'm listening.
Thanks, Marnie. So that's a glimpse of the kinds of experiences that you might have in the metaverse. From connecting with friends, to gaming and entertainment, to work and education, and creation and commerce. Now, let's talk about how creators and developers are going to build all of this, and about the economy that we all need to create. The last few years have been humbling for me and our company in a lot of ways. One of the main lessons that I've learned is that building products isn't enough. We also need to help build ecosystems so that millions of people can have a stake in the future, can be rewarded for their work, and benefit as the tide rises, not just as consumers, but as creators and developers. But this period has also been humbling because as big of a company as we are, we've also learned what it is like to build for other platforms.
What are his shoes?
And living under their rules has profoundly shaped my views on the tech industry.
Are they Zuck shoes?
Most of all, I've come to believe that the lack of choice and high fees are stifling innovation, stopping people from building new things, and holding back the entire internet economy. We've tried to take a different approach. We want to serve as many people as possible, which means working to make our services cost less, not more. Our mobile apps are free. Our ads business model is an auction which guarantees every business the most competitive price possible. We offer our creator and commerce tools either at cost or with modest fees to enable as much creation and commerce as possible. And it's worked. Billions of people love our products. We have hundreds of millions of businesses on our platform, and we have a rapidly growing ecosystem and a thriving business. That's the approach that we want to take to help build the metaverse too. We plan to continue to either subsidize our devices or sell them at cost to make them available to more people. We'll continue supporting sideloading and linking to PCs so consumers and developers have choice rather than forcing them to use the Quest store to find apps or reach customers.
That's good.
And we'll aim to offer developer and creator services with low fees in as many cases as possible so we can maximize the overall creator economy, while recognizing that to keep investing in this future, we'll need to keep some fees higher for some period to make sure that we don't lose too much money on this program overall. After all, while a growing number of developers are already profitable, we expect to invest many billions of dollars for years to come before the metaverse reaches scale. Our hope, though, is that if we all work at it, then within the next decade, the metaverse will reach 1 billion people, host hundreds of billions of dollars of digital commerce, and support jobs for millions of creators and developers. We'll try to lay out how some of this commerce model will work, but I also want to be upfront about the fact that there's a ton that we just don't know yet. What I can tell you, though, is that we are fully committed to this. It is the next chapter of our work, and we believe for the internet overall. And our strategy and track record show that we will do everything we believe is sustainable to grow the community, the creator economy, and the developer ecosystem. And to tell us more about all of that, here's Vishal, our head of Metaverse products.
Thanks, Mark. As you said, our approach is to serve as many people, creators, and businesses as we can by keeping fees as low as possible and offering choice. As a company, we have been investing in commerce and creators for many years. But let me take a moment and explain how this will all come to life in the metaverse. For people, the metaverse will offer more choice than we've ever seen before. And most importantly, there will be a real sense of continuity, where the things you buy are always available to you. Today, much of what you buy on the internet is inside a single app, website, or game. You might buy a custom skin for your gaming avatar, but you can't take it with you when you move to a new space. In the physical world, that would be the equivalent of buying your favorite sports team's jersey and never be able to wear it outside the stadium. In the future, you will be able to buy digital clothes for your avatar and then wear them into the metaverse more broadly. For creators, our goal is to provide a way for as many creators as possible to build a business in the metaverse. One thing we've learned from today's digital platforms is that we can't artificially limit innovation. We need to enable as many different types of creators as possible to unlock the best ideas. There will be many different kinds of creators in the metaverse. Creators who make digital objects, creators who offer services and experiences, and those who build entire worlds like game creators do today. We also want creators to have the biggest possible audiences. If a creator designs a signature effect to surround avatars, their fans should be able to buy it and then visit different spaces to show it off to their friends. Frankly, if a creator builds any experience, all of their fans should be able to enjoy it. Businesses will be creators too, building out digital spaces or even digital worlds. They'll sell both physical and digital goods, as well as experiences and services. And they'll be able to use ads to ensure the right customers find what they've created. Speaking of buying things, we're also exploring new types of ownership models and entitlements to ensure people feel confident that they actually own something. This will make it easier for people to sell limited edition digital objects like NFTs, display them in their digital spaces, and even resell them to the next person securely. In short, the metaverse will remove many of the physical constraints we see on commerce today and make entirely new businesses possible. While this is very exciting, the metaverse is all about co-creating. We're building this together with creators, developers, and entrepreneurs. So today, I've asked Jackie Aina to join me to start a conversation about what might be possible. Jackie is a beauty creator who launched her own lifestyle brand on Instagram called Forever
Just to let you know, whoever's asking
where she
about
sells candles
Blade and Sorcery Nomad, it's coming on November 4th for $20 on the Oculus Quest 2.
Here we are in this
November
digital
4th, man.
space,
It's
totally
crazy.
inspired by you and all the things that you love. Jackie, I've been such a big fan of yours for such a
This
long time.
time next
Tell
week.
me a bit about how you got started in social media.
So,
week.
rewind back to 2009. As it pertains to like beauty, I would go to like a makeup counter or go makeup shopping, and I always felt rejected, always felt othered. So I got so frustrated that eventually I was like, you know what? Not only am I gonna like not listen to them, but I'm gonna show other people how I'm making it work with my skin tone too.
How did you go from creating content, creating videos, to a product? You just, have a brand called Forever Mood. It's huge on Instagram shopping.
So Forever Mood was not only a bit of a love letter to me and my relationship with my mom. That's how we bond, was through fragrance ever since childhood. But it's been doing amazing, and we've actually been getting a lot of support.
Jackie, this space is pretty magical, and I know it kind of reflects the stuff you love. Like, tell me a bit about what you love and why this represents you.
Okay, so first thing, color is everything. I love pastels. You can see it in the brand.
I
You
feel
can
like
see it,
kind of
a lot
done with the
times in what
gaming
I
stuff
wear.
completely.
With the metaverse, when we're curating collections or even just brainstorming, this would be a great way to like gather us all.
I do, but I do still think we've got a headset to come.
Maybe.
I think we do, but again, that's why I still think that it's not going to be a gaming headset.
100% not going to be a gaming headset.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean that's absolutely crazy that San Andreas and Blade and Sorcery Nomad already. That is November 4th, man. It's like,
In that section, they said we'll have more information about games at Gaming Connect 2022.
yeah.
I don't know when that is. I don't know if it's in 2022 or if it's a looking forward event that's going to take a little bit, that's going to happen a bit sooner.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, Shane Goddard just said after the fall is now in the coming soon section of
Is it?
Yeah, on Oculus store.
An exclusive launch party where anyone could visit, no matter where they were in the world.
That means it's got to be soon.
Yeah, they haven't spoke about it openly yet though.
Everything was shut down because obviously
They've not put anything out yet.
and I had this idea of
There's a release date on the store.
What we got?
12th of wait, what did they say? 9th of December?
Let's have a look.
It's the wrong way around because America.
It's
but
America,
yeah, 9th of December.
9th of December. Dude, we've got to do a full playthrough of that.
100%.
Use advertising to keep growing your business. You could also drop an exclusive product.
Yeah, 9th of December.
Metaverse, where only available to your most ardent fans who paid special access to get to that product.
That's dope.
Commerce is going to be a big part of the metaverse.
Crazy.
You'll be able to sell both digital and physical products. The butterfly effect transports us someplace magical.
So beautiful.
So Jackie, as we walk through this amazing world,
I'm not sure how long this bit's going to go on for.
I just feel like this is like endless possibilities with my imagination.
I can't even.
Problem is, there's like
how meaningful the
gamers, we've peaked.
Thanks to creators.
That's the problem. Like, it's hard.
There's a lot here to be excited about. Just like the internet today, more people are going to have the freedom to find a business model that works for them, whether that's custom work, tipping, subscriptions, ads, or other monetization tools that may only make sense in the metaverse. Now think about how many people make a living on the internet today. How many of those jobs just didn't even exist a few years ago? I expect that the metaverse is going to open up lots of opportunities for people in the exact same way. Now, we have confidence in this general direction, and we're investing significantly in building for this future, but the reality is that no one knows exactly which models are going to work and make this sustainable. So we're going to approach this with humility and openness, and we're going to work with anyone whose efforts will help bring the metaverse to life. So now Boz is going to join us
Blade
to talk
and
about what people
Sorcery
are already
is
building
also
for
in the Quest
metaverse
2
and
store.
what kinds of tools we can create to help
But
us.
it says
Hey,
December.
Boz, I'm still kind of jealous of your
Oh.
robot avatar.
Yeah, man, you gotta have the robot when you're working.
That
on
means
games,
after the fall might come a different
Of
time.
course.
But let's listen.
Look, Mark, we've been working on Facebook Reality Labs for a long time, but we always kept the same vision, which is that we want to build tools that help people feel connected anytime, anywhere. And that vision is what drives us today, to help people get together in virtual spaces. We've come a long way since the early days of VR, thanks to the developers and the creators who see the potential to entertain and to educate. But of course, we still have a lot farther to go. So to keep the pace of innovation moving faster and empower more use cases, we do have a few exciting announcements.
Today, we're introducing the Presence platform, which is a broad range of machine perception and AI capabilities that empower developers to build mixed reality experiences on Quest 2. You want to tell us more about the Presence platform?
You know, we've said before that realistic presence is the key to feeling connected in the metaverse. And the Presence platform's capabilities are what's going to deliver on that promise. Things like environmental understanding, content placement and persistence, voice interaction, standardized hand interactions. In fact, let's start with hands. I mean, the human hand is an engineering marvel, and bringing hands into VR was no easy feat. It required a lot of collaboration against product, design, research, but we continue to improve that product, finding new ways to navigate with gestures and interact with VR. So today, we're introducing the Interaction SDK, a library of modular components that will make it easy to add hand interactions to your apps.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we really think that this is going to help people accelerate the build time for new and existing titles that allow people to use their hands more naturally in more virtual experiences. Now, in addition to hands, there's another exciting interaction space for VR. That's your voice. The Voice SDK lets developers integrate voice input into their games and apps so they can create new gameplay and navigation. So soon, you'll be able to jump into a FitXR workout and shake up your routine just by saying, "Surprise me." Oh, yeah, I've tried this one before. This one's really tough.
Yeah, me too. It is.
Since we launched the Pass-Through API, we've already seen breakthrough experiments from developers that blend the virtual and the real world. Soon, with our next SDK release, developers will be able to ship their mixed reality apps on the Oculus Store and an App Lab. Now, of course, access to pass-through by itself is not enough. To achieve that rich mixed reality experience, apps also need to be aware of things in the room and, blend the virtual objects with the physical environment around them so they can coexist in the same space. So developers want to be able to place, persistent world-locked content like animated holograms or your Instagram feed in your real space. And tools like spatial anchors and scene understanding capabilities will help make these mixed reality experiences feel seamless. Now, I'd gladly nerd out with you on the technical details of this with you.
I know.
But I think it's better to show you. Load the world beyond. This is Oppie. Oppie, come on, Oppie. Who is a good persistent state virtual object layered on an interactive pass-through
It makes my
environment?
zombie video
you
look
are.
terrible.
Yes, you are. Oppie, sit. Pets in the metaverse, man. Just as stubborn as they are in the physical world.
You know, Boz, I always really wanted a forest in my living room.
Did you?
Not really. I'm looking forward to how developers are going to be able to build a new generation of mixed reality experiences on Quest 2. And it also gives us a glimpse of the kind of worlds that people are going to be able to build.
Now let's talk about augmented reality. With Spark, we really focused on those use cases that allow people to both stay engaged with the world around them, but also stay connected to the people that they're not around. And creators are really leading the way here. And we're doing everything we can to support them with our know-how, with our resources, and of course, with tools. And for more on that, I'd like to say hi to Sue, the product director at Facebook Reality Labs and the head of Spark AR.
Hello, Sue.
Thanks, guys. Spark AR is focused on building AR experiences that empower people to be more connected and at the same time, more present with the world around them. And creators are helping us build these experiences of today while exploring the possibilities of tomorrow. Fundamentally, we're democratizing AR creation and enabling a global community with the tools and knowledge necessary to develop the AR content and experiences that people love to use. Programs like AR Curriculum enrolled over 22,000 creators in less than a year, and we're adding additional programming to support more advanced creators. And the depth and breadth of content would not be possible without these creators. In 1 week alone, you'll see effects that bring moments like landing on Mars or the launch of a new album to life, all by tapping into everyone's imaginations. We're also powering experiences across Facebook, so imagine playing that AR Battleship game from your phone with a friend in the metaverse or on an augmented call.
That's what I was thinking,
How
Regina.
cool, right?
Something like that.
Right now, we have over 600,000 creators in our community with diverse needs and motivations for using AR to engage with their fans and audiences. We know people, more than 700 million monthly across the Facebook family of apps, are already using AR a ton. We see over 80 billion effects applied per month, and we want to make it even easier for anyone to find their spark. So we created a tool, codenamed Polar, that makes AR creation possible for novice creators who have no prior experience in art, 2D or 3D design, or programming. Think paint by numbers. So creators whose first love might be photography, video, or dance can enhance their content for their own special effects. And that's an important piece of this vision and this community. It's open to anyone and everyone who's curious. And the metaverse is well positioned to be a strong digital economy for creators from all walks of life. This is primitive to a functioning metaverse. And we want to make sure creators are ready to share their creativity and capitalize on this emerging opportunity from day one.
Thanks, Sue. So that's some
Thank
of the
you, Sue.
software platform that needs to get built to deliver the metaverse. But there are other important considerations here too. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Mark. Hope I'm not interrupting. You got a sec? Have you got Oppie with you?
I think Oppie's still in the virtual forest, but I always have time for you. What's going on?
Is that?
Look, I just love the presentation so far. It's such visionary stuff. But as you mentioned early on, with all big technological advances, there are inevitably going to be all sorts of
Is
challenges.
that Nick
and
from the Liberal
uncertainties. And
Democrats?
I know you've talked about this a bit already, but people want to know how we're going to do all this in a responsible way. And
Yeah.
especially that we play our part in helping to keep people safe and protect their privacy online.
Yeah, that's right. This is incredibly important.
The way I look at it is that in the past, the speed that new technologies emerged sometimes left policymakers and regulators playing catch up. So on the one hand, companies get accused of charging ahead too quickly, and on the other, tech people feel that progress can't afford to wait for the slower pace of regulation. And I really think that it doesn't have to be the case this time round, because we have years until the metaverse we envision is fully realized. So this is the start of the journey, not the end.
Like I said earlier, interoperability, open standards, privacy, and safety need to be built into the metaverse from day one.
Plagueverse.
And with all the novel technologies that are being developed, everyone who's building for the metaverse should be focused on building responsibly from the beginning. This is one of the lessons that I've internalized from the last 5 years. It's that you really want to emphasize these principles from the start. So at Connect last year, Boz outlined our responsible innovation principles, and the first one was never surprise people.
Right, and that means being transparent about how things work, what data is collected, and how that data is used over time. It also means giving people easy-to-use safety controls, as well as age guidance and parental controls for when youngsters are using these products.
And we're spending a lot of time talking with experts and getting perspectives from outside the company on what we're building, even before we build it. And this is about designing for safety and privacy and inclusion before the products even exist. And one example is what we're doing with Project Aria, our research device that helps inform the AR glasses that we're building. We're also funding external research on this. You know, last year we announced grants for research on the impact of AR, VR, and smart devices on people who aren't currently using them, especially communities whose perspectives have often been overlooked, as well as best practices for creating inclusive environments in virtual spaces. And this year, we're opening up support for even more research because we need those independent perspectives to make sure that we're living up to another one of our principles, consider everyone.
And that point is so important because this is a collaborative exercise. And in particular, we need to make sure the human rights and civil rights communities are involved. So these technologies are built in a way that's inclusive and empowering.
One of the advantages of starting right now is that we can collaborate with people at the very early stages of development, like what we're doing through the new fund that you announced a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the XR Programs and Research Fund. It's a 2-year, $50 million investment in programs and external research with organizations all over the world, like Howard University, Women in Immersive Tech, Africa No Filter, and universities in Seoul, Hong Kong, and Singapore. And this is crucial because, as we've said, the metaverse isn't something we're building so much as it's something we're building for.
Across the industry, we need to bring that same imagination and commitment to building for interoperability, openness, safety, and privacy as we do for all the other product aspects of the metaverse. These have to be fundamental building
Hold on,
blocks,
Fogel.
just like the other
Something good may come of
software
this yet.
experiences that we've been talking about.
Right.
All right, thanks, Nick.
That was so random.
So, one thing that we haven't talked about much yet is the future of hardware that will help bring the metaverse
Here we
to
go.
life. We're working on multiple new products to advance the state of the art, unlock richer social interactions, and make it a lot easier to be productive. That must be Angela, our head of VR devices.
Hello, Angela.
Hey, Angela.
Hey, Mark.
Is that what I think it is?
I sure hope it is.
All right, come on in.
Maybe not. Bulletproof case. What's going on?
What do you think is the most exciting thing that we're working on right now?
That's hard to say. You know,
Hoverboards.
we have such an exciting pipeline. But next year, we are releasing a new product that will push the boundaries of VR even further. We've codenamed it Project Cambria.
So this isn't the next Quest. It's going to be compatible with Quest, but Cambria will be a completely new, advanced, and high-end product, and it'll be at the higher end of the price spectrum too. Our plan here is to keep building out this product line to release our most advanced technology before we can hit the price points that we target with Quest. All right, so let's talk about some of the new advances here.
Yeah, sure. There's a ton of new tech going into Cambria. For example, your avatar will be able to make natural eye contact and reflect your facial expressions in real time. This way, people you're interacting with will have a real sense of how you're actually feeling. It does mean building more sensors into a form factor that's comfortable to wear for a while. And because we want VR to be for everyone, we also have to make sure avatars represent a diverse set of human facial features and skin tones, as well as paying attention to things like glasses and beards that might get in the way of some of the sensors.
So that's going to be a big step forward for social presence, and I'm really glad that we're focused on making it inclusive from the start. Now, what about unlocking more mixed reality experiences? I mean, imagine working at your virtual desk with multiple screens while seeing your real desk so clearly that you can pick up a pen and write notes without taking your headset off. Or, you're doing a workout with a virtual instructor in your living room.
It's going to be so cool. We're already seeing the potentials of these kinds of experiences today as people are building for our pass-through API. But with Cambria, we'll be taking this to the next level with high-resolution, colored, mixed reality pass-through. We essentially combine an array of sensors with reconstruction algorithms to represent your physical world in the headset with a sense of depth and perspective. Now, we're still a ways away from exactly matching what our eyes see in the physical world, but we're pretty encouraged by how far we've been able to advance the pass-through experience so far.
Definitely, but we also need to push the visuals to the next level. So let's talk about the progress that we're making on optics.
Yeah, we're pushing the limits of display technology and form factor with something called pancake optics. They essentially work by folding light several times over to achieve a slimmer profile than current lenses. Now, with several optical layers, we'll need to precisely control every aspect of design and fabrication to achieve that high-quality, artifact-free display and really just deliver the best optics ever in one of our headsets.
That's pretty awesome. But let's make sure that we leave some of the good stuff for next year's release, too. All right, now, I'm excited to keep building out this new product line over future generations so we can keep getting our most advanced technology into people's hands even before we can get it into our Quest product line.
That's our goal. We're starting to work with developers to build experiences for Cambria as we speak, and we're looking forward to sharing so much more with y'all next year.
Sounds good. Now, beyond virtual reality, we are also focused on the hardware to make true augmented reality possible. In a lot of ways, augmented reality is even harder, not just because we need to invent a completely new optical stack that's not based on screens, but because we basically need to fit a supercomputer into a pair of normal-looking glasses. So we're approaching this problem from two directions. First, how much technology can we pack into a pair of normal, great-looking glasses today? And second, how do we take the long-term tech stack to do everything and keep miniaturizing and improving it until it fits into a pair of normal, good-looking glasses? On the first path, last month we launched Ray-Ban Stories, our first smart glasses in partnership with EssilorLuxottica. They're not full AR glasses yet, but they let you take pictures and videos, listen to music, and take phone calls while you're out looking at the world instead of down at your phone. And we built leading privacy features into the glasses, like the LED light whenever you're recording, which phones don't even have. And we delivered this in the iconic Ray-Ban style for just $299. These are all steps along the path to an embodied internet. But the ultimate goal here is true augmented reality glasses, and we've been working on that too. And today, I want to show you an experience that we've been working on for Project Nazare, which is the codename for our first full augmented reality glasses. Here, you'll see you're chatting with friends on WhatsApp and planning a game night. You can select a game, and then, as you walk over to your kitchen, you can easily just put your game onto the table and you're off. And that's the kind of experience that augmented reality will unlock. There's a lot of technical work to get this form factor and experience right. We have to fit hologram displays, projectors, batteries, radios, custom silicon chips, cameras, speakers, sensors to map the world around you, and more into glasses that are about 5 millimeters thick. So we still have a ways to go with Nazare, but we are making good progress. I'm excited about our future roadmap, but even that's still early in a journey that's going to go on for decades. Immersive all-day experiences will require a lot of novel technologies. And for the last 7 years, our research team has been working on a broad array of technologies that are necessary for these next-generation platforms. Michael Abrash leads this team, and he's going to join me to talk about some of the future technology that we're developing. Hey, Michael, do you want to take everyone through our roadmap?
Hello, Michael.
Sure. That covers a lot of ground, though. It's going to take about a dozen major technological breakthroughs to get to the next generation metaverse, and we're working on all of them. Displays, audio, input, haptics, hand tracking, eye tracking, mixed reality sensors, graphics, computer vision, avatars, perceptual science, AI, and more.
Yeah, you're right. That's a lot. We probably only have time for a couple right now. You want to pick a few?
Well, I think the metaverse is really going to be first and foremost about connecting people. So I'd say let's start with avatars.
Yeah, I agree. The goal here is to have both realistic and stylized avatars that create a deep feeling that we're present with people.
Exactly, and we've shown codec avatars before.
Well, what can your face do? Can you show us?
Well, I've always hoped you would ask me that question.
And it's a remarkable experience to see codec avatars in VR, and photorealistic avatars will be a huge breakthrough. But they're only part of the picture.
Yeah, because you're not always going to want to look exactly like yourself. That's why people shave their beards, dress up, style their hair,
They
put
shave
on
their what?
makeup, or get tattoos. And of
They
course,
what?
you'll be able to do all of that and more in the metaverse.
So this next video shows how we're making progress on part of that with hair and skin rendering and relighting for 3D avatars.
Wow.
She's going for a medical field. I think she was interested into...
Now, I want to point out this technology is still very definitely research, but it shows the really high level of fidelity that avatars are ultimately going to need to reach. Notice that you can see the individual pores on his skin. Now, clothing is another important way to express yourself. And whether you want to simulate your actual garments, say you're making a quick call with your grandmother, or maybe you just want to be wearing a stylish blue Oxford shirt like me, you're going to need the ability to simulate clothing. So here's an early look at hand-cloth interaction. And you can see how the movement of the cloth when the hand touches and stretches it is really remarkably accurate.
Now, to use your avatar to teleport to a meeting or sit down for a chat in the metaverse, you'll also need realistic virtual spaces to be with people in. So let's look at that. Contrary to how this looks, this is actually not a video of the physical world. It's a 3D reconstruction of a mock apartment, which I guess just became clear when that bowl took off by itself.
Exactly. So what you can see here is that a researcher is moving around various objects on the right, and then on the left you can see the high-fidelity real-time rendering of the space in the moving objects on the left without the researcher. So what's critical here is that this is all happening in real time. That's what's novel here, and that's what differentiates it from CGI. So what we've seen so far is pretty awesome, but we all know what we want. We want the whole package, a full-body avatar in a virtual environment, so you're just there. Last year, we showed our very first full-body codec avatar at Connect. Here to tell you more about our progress since then is Yasser Sheikh.
Hi there. My name is Yasser, and I direct the Facebook Reality Research Lab in Pittsburgh. Well, that's not completely true. What you're seeing is actually a rendering of my pre-recorded
I was waiting for that.
Over the past couple of years, we've made quite a bit of progress with codec avatars. My avatar can now look left, look right, look up, look down, make facial expressions.
Here, you can see Elaine is in VR on the right. You can see her view of Yasser's avatar and the reconstructed real-world space that it's in on the left as she moves around the avatar. What you see on the left is an entirely virtual reconstruction. This gives you a sense of a future in which you'll be able to interact with another person's realistic avatar in virtual reality in real time. Now, preventing others from using your avatar will be critical. That's why, even though this is early stage research, we're already thinking about how we could secure your avatar, whether by tying it to an authenticated account or by verifying identity in some other way.
All right, so we've talked about what we're going to be able to see, but of course we also want to be able to actually do things in the metaverse. And while seeing your hands in VR and manipulating virtual objects is a big step forward towards that, then we're going to need an even easier and more intuitive way to interact with virtual content when you're on the go wearing AR glasses. And we believe that neural interfaces are going to be an important part of how we interact with AR glasses. And more specifically, EMG input from the muscles on your wrist combined with contextualized AI. It turns out that we all have unused neuromotor pathways, and with simple and perhaps even imperceptible gestures, sensors will one day be able to translate those neuromotor signals into digital commands that enable you to control your devices. It's pretty wild. So let's take a look at what EMG input is going to be able to do and where we are with it today.
This video shows some of the ways that we think that wrist-based neural interfaces can provide an important input tool for AR glasses. So at first, that input is going to just be around enabling basic gestures, click, scroll, select. But as the technology evolves, EMG input could potentially unlock full-speed typing, and it could give you subtle, personalized controls that you can use in any situation. This is genuinely unprecedented technology. So let's look at an early prototype that shows how it could be used in AR.
This experimental UI shows for the first time how EMG input could one day allow you to send a message in AR with your hand resting comfortably at your side, without ever having to look at a screen. Notice how the researcher used an overt and highly visible click gesture to send the first message. We've made a lot of progress over the last year, and we're now able to do the same thing with the smallest of movements of the hand. EMG enables this by picking up subtle neuromotor commands with remarkable precision.
So basically what you're saying is that you're going to be able to send a text message just by thinking about moving your fingers. That's going to be pretty amazing. But I guess it's just one part of the equation, because the other is AI that understands your context and can give you a simple set of choices based on that context. So let's take a look at an AI interaction model that we've built using Project Aria, our initiative to accelerate research into AR glasses and live maps that we talked about last year.
Remember the mock apartment we saw earlier? Well, we've indexed every single object in it, including not only location, but also the texture, geometry, and function of each one. We fed all that information into the Project Aria glasses Ming-Fei is wearing in this next demo.
And the reason is to simulate how AR glasses will ultimately be able to access data from a 3D map that will help them identify the real-world objects in the space around you and better understand your context so they can help you.
What's happening here is that the glasses are calculating where Ming-Fei is in the room, locating and identifying all the nearby objects based on the index mentioned earlier, and figuring out which of those objects Ming-Fei is interested in by observing her eye movements. That contextual information, in turn, enables the system to offer proactive assistance to Ming-Fei in a variety of ways. Here, the system knows that she may want to turn on the TV, so when she clicks while looking at it, the system turns it on. Ultimately, her AR glasses will tell her what her available actions are at any time.
That's sick, dude.
Hey, assistant, where's my favorite mug?
We're also working on a voice interface that will let you locate any object. Here, the system is displaying the current location of the mug. In the future, it might tell her where it is using speech or text, or it might highlight the location in her glasses.
Really, it's an early look at the sort of intuitive, low-friction interface that AI plus EMG input will enable in the future. This is how we'll all be interacting one day.
Thanks, Michael. That was awesome. All right, so I hope that gives you a sense of some of the technical challenges that we're working on to deliver deep and immersive experiences in the metaverse.
It does, Cookie.
A lot of what we've shown today isn't going to be available in the next year or two. Some of this is still a long way off. But this is some of the most exciting stuff that I've ever gotten to work on, and I'm just incredibly energized to be on this journey with all of you. And there's one more thing that I want to tell you about today. I believe the metaverse is the next chapter for the internet, and it's the next chapter for our company too. So I've been thinking a lot about what this means for our company and who we are as we embark on this journey.
Here we go. The name.
We're a company that focuses on connecting people.
I think it's already out there.
While most other tech companies focus on how people interact with technology, we focus on building technology so people can interact with each other. One of the reasons I started Facebook was that at the time you could use the internet to find almost anything. Information, news, movies, music, shopping, except for the thing that matters most of all, people. Today, we are seen as a social media company. But in our DNA, we are a company that builds technology to connect people. And the metaverse is the next frontier, just like social networking was when we got started. Facebook was born in a specific time and place, a college campus, the web. It was what we could build at the time to put people back into our experience of technology. But connecting people was always much bigger. From way earlier on, I remember sitting in middle school classes, sketching in my notebooks, ideas that I wanted to code when I got home. And even though I didn't have the skill or technology to build it yet, it was always clear that the dream was to feel present with the people we care about. Isn't that the ultimate promise of technology? To be together with anyone, to be able to teleport anywhere, and to create and experience anything? Yet here we are in 2021, and our devices are still designed around apps, not people. The experiences we're allowed to build and use are more tightly controlled than ever. And high taxes on creative new ideas are stifling. This is not the way that we are meant to use technology. The metaverse gives us an opportunity to change that if we build it well. But it's going to take all of us, creators, developers, companies of all sizes. Together, we can finally put people at the center of our technology and deliver an experience where we are present with each other. Together, we can create a more open platform with more ways to discover experiences and more interoperability between them. And together, we can unlock a massively bigger creative economy. I know the internet story isn't straightforward. Every chapter means new voices and new ideas, and yes, there will be challenges and risks and disruption of established interests. But there will also be opportunities and benefits that we can't even imagine yet. For connection, for creation, for learning, and joy.
Say it!
We'll all need to work together from the beginning to bring the best possible version of this future to life. A future where, with just a pair of glasses, you will be able to step beyond the physical world and into the kinds of experiences that we have talked about today. I've been thinking a lot about our identity as we begin this next chapter. Facebook is one of the most used products in the history of the world. It is an iconic social media brand. But increasingly, it just doesn't encompass everything that we do.
Here it comes.
Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, Quest, now Horizon, Nazare, and more. Building our social media apps will always be an important focus for us.
Yeah.
But right now, our brand is so tightly linked to one product that it can't possibly represent everything that we're doing today, let alone in the future. Over time, I hope that we are seen as a metaverse company. And I want to anchor our work and our identity on what we are building towards. We just announced that we are making a fundamental change to our company. We're now looking at and reporting on our business as two different segments. One for our family of apps, and one for our work on future platforms.
Nice.
And as part of this, it is time for us to adopt a new company brand to encompass everything that we do.
It is.
To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology around people. But now we have a new North Star to help bring the metaverse to life. And we have a new name that reflects the full breadth of what we do and the future that we want to help build. From now on, we're going to be Metaverse first, not Facebook first. That means that over time, you won't need to use Facebook to use our other services. And as our new brand starts showing up in our products,
that's good.
I hope that people come to know the Meta brand and the future that we stand for. I used to love studying classics, and the word meta comes from the Greek word meaning beyond. For me, it symbolizes that there is always more to build. There's always a next chapter to the story.
There is.
And for us, that's a story that started in a dorm room and grew beyond anything we could imagine, into a family of apps that people use to find one another, to find their voice, to start businesses and communities and movements that have changed the world. I'm proud of what we've built so far and excited about what comes next as we move beyond what's possible today, beyond the constraints of screens, beyond the limits of distance and physics, and towards a future where everyone can be present with each other, create new opportunities, and experience new things. It's a future that is beyond any one company, that will be made by all of us. We've built things that have brought people together in new ways. We've learned a lot from struggling with social issues and living under closed platforms. And now it is time to take everything that we have learned and help build the next chapter. I am dedicating our energy to this more than any other company in the world. And if this is the future that you want to see, then I hope that you will join us, because the future is going to be beyond anything we can imagine.
I think you muted GT.
I was just saying, I think it's good to say that, or people saying, oh yeah, it got leaked. I think you don't need a Facebook account for your Quest. But Facebook is Meta, isn't it? So it's just going to be a Meta account.
It's going to be a Meta account, sure. Yeah, well.
It's just a change of name, surely. It's still the same thing.
It's still going to be connected to the same thing. Surely Meta now encompasses Facebook, as you said, Facebook, WhatsApp, Insta, Quest. It's just a new brand, you know. So I think it's going to be the same difference whether it's a Facebook account or a Meta account.
Yeah, I would. Basically, I'm saying I don't think there's anything to be excited about. It's just a change of name.
It's just a change of name.
It's not. You know, I know people. I know.
Just the beginning.
What's this? Blockbuster opener. Hold on.
An incredible slate of announcements, sessions, and panels giving you an in-depth look at the new realities our developer community is building. You'll get an unprecedented peek behind the curtain as our team offers a glimpse at the many ways we'll be virtually connecting, creating, and collaborating in the not-so-distant future. Seriously, like pretty soon. So let's talk about what's ahead today and the many ways you can experience Connect like never before. Coming up shortly after a quick break is the highly anticipated Developer State of the Union, where our team will take you through some of the ways we're building the metaverse and examine the virtual experiences of tomorrow.
Apart from Carmack.
After that, we'll take a breather, maybe a quick sandwich run, charge up that Quest 2, and return recharged.
I think we're done, aren't we?
I think we're done. I mean, even Carmack is an unscripted talk with Carmack. So it's not going to be any planned announcements. It's just going to be kind of a Q&A almost. And he's just going to talk about the state of the union, talk about the state of the business, state of VR, state of whatever. But I don't think we're going to see any official announcements today anymore.
No, and I want everyone to know that if you came into Facebook Horizon thinking that this was going to be about gaming, it was never going to be about gaming. You know, I actually think, I'm not being funny, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in virtuality has got to be the biggest VR gaming announcement yet.
100%.
And I mean that. I mean,
such a big deal.
I can't think, even on PlayStation, I can't think of a brand or a name of a game that is bigger than Grand Theft Auto.
No, not even close. That will sell headsets like by the bucket load.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah,
it's so wide reaching, and so its cultural impact is huge. GTA is one of the biggest games in the world, so that's a massive win. I think those that wanted gaming, which is partially myself, I'm sure partially yourself to a degree, we'll have to wait and see when the Gaming Connect 2022 event's taking place.
Yeah.
And what they've got in store for there. I mean, don't forget, something to keep in the back of your mind, I guess, is I believe it was Connect last year, or it might have been a Gaming Connect, but I think it was Connect, where they announced the Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell VR ports. And we are a year removed from that, and we're still no closer to those products. You know, we still haven't seen them. We've still got no more information on them. So the announcement of GTA is huge, but we could be sitting here next year still thinking, oh, I can't wait for that GTA San Andreas, much like we have been with Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell. So I'm kind of trying to temper my expectation there in terms of it's a long way away, I think, still, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to last year's Connect. There's like 10% gaming, I don't know, 60% technology speak, and the rest of it's all about trying to bring everyone together. Like that's pretty much how it was the last year. So yeah,
it's a hypothetical talk, isn't it? I mean, a lot of what they were saying in there was just hypotheticals. So they're talking about where they want to be, where the tech's going to grow to, what kinds of things we're going to see. But a lot of the footage they're showing is kind of pre-rendered. It's examples of what it could look like. This isn't tech we have. It's not tech that they're using. It's exciting to see it. What I find that they've really tried to corner the market on the term metaverse. Like they're pushing that's going to be the thing that's going to link everyone and all kinds of technology in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. and then they've put themselves at the heart of it by changing the branding to Meta.
Yeah.
So although the metaverse is they're pushing it, it's going to be something that's built by everyone for everyone, and it's meant to be this huge collaborative tool. They've quite cleverly changed themselves into Meta. So if the metaverse does become this thing, this dominant driving force into forward,
yeah,
they are the people. They're seen as almost the owners of the metaverse, and that's kind of how it felt like why they'd chosen that name almost, because they see where the market's going and they're cornering it for themselves.
Yeah,
they want to almost be seen as the inventors of it, and it's undeniable that they're doing a huge amount to push for it to happen. And the work they're doing in terms of pushing tech forward and pushing VR forward is great. But yeah, it does feel like we created it. We are the metaverse kind of thing. Is what I took away from them calling it Meta. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Don't know.
That's the problem. It was like, as I said, GTA was such a high point. Like, where I didn't know where to go after that. Like, that is the ultimate peak of the whole thing. It was never.
You were never going to top that.
No, you weren't going to top it, and there was no way Facebook Horizon. There was no way Facebook Horizon should top that.
No,
because it's all about all the other stuff afterwards.
PSVR 2. Someone says in the chat. Hopefully, it's all about the games. It will be. Sony is PlayStation brand is all in on the games. So
yeah,
that headset is going to be the gaming headset. I think they probably will try to incorporate some light social elements. I would be surprised if they didn't. But first and foremost, that thing's going to be for gaming. I'd put money on that now. I put all my money on that now. I don't think they're interested in trying to get involved in this metaverse, social business, working enterprise market at this point in time. I think the PlayStation brand is focused on getting games into the hands of gamers. So PSVR 2, I think, is just going to be a solid gaming unit. GTA SA VR, many years in the making. Yeah, possibly. I'd just say withhold some expectation, because I've been privy to the industry for many years, and I know how things work. We know how things can be announced a long time in advance, regardless of how long they've been in development for. So I don't want to spill my proverbial beans and get all excited about GTA San Andreas and then still have to wait a year and a half before I actually get my hands on the thing. It's super easy to get excited, and I am excited.
I was just going to say, I can't help but get excited, mate. My eyes were watering. I was like, oh my God. Like
the concept and the prospect is amazing, but I'm just holding it back because I'm like, okay, that is amazing. But I felt the same when they said Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell come into VR, and I was like, oh my God,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Nothing about that.
And we're a year out and we still haven't heard anything. So, and it could be a very different situation. They probably have been working on it for a long time, and it's in a better state, but I'm still trying to hold it back a little bit. We've got some good stuff coming very soon. Blade and Sorcery in a week.
Yeah, I mean, that's like you said about PSVR. I do think, and I know whether people want to be involved in PlayStation or they just don't think it's worth it and stuff. I think if you're into VR, you should invest in PSVR 2. I seriously think that is going to be the biggest gaming virtuality platform. I do, and I think they're going to be serious competition to Facebook, because PlayStation it's games. It's all about games. As at the moment, Oculus are the only people doing this. No one is doing this.
No,
what they're doing. No one's bringing these like massive games. Resident Evil 4. Saying GTA San Andreas is coming, no date yet, obviously. When PlayStation comes along, big IPs will suddenly be in VR, and you're going to be like, what the hell? Mm-hmm. So the ones that we're celebrating now might not be such a big deal in the future, because there'll be so many more of them on PlayStation. But yeah, for what it was, I'm really happy with it. What happened today, I'm not annoyed at all. I was fully expecting all this technical stuff afterwards.
I think the interesting thing is, and I'm not throwing shade because that's not what I do, but I think neither me or you have, I don't believe, made content or commented on the leaks or said like, no, here it is, the future of VR's here, because I think the kind of people that we are, I wanted to see it. I wanted them to tell me first. I wanted them to sit there and go, this is it, it's coming out, this is what it does.
What they're showing there is just like, I wouldn't have, but even seeing it now, I wouldn't bother making a video on it, because it's not for my people kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's not for the Quest 2 is still going to sit there nice and pretty, and it's going to be the thing that you're going to be playing your games on. So that's what I'm going to promote. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's what I enjoy.
Pro, it's here. The future of VR is here.
Yeah, all that
videos I saw.
stuff, all that. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason that it's not worth going down that rabbit hole of just. I can't imagine the amount of time and views people have given to other people who just basically made stuff up. Do you know what I mean?
Hypothetical. It's like speculative hype building, and then people get all carried away, and then events like this fall short, and people find themselves underwhelmed because they thought there was going to be more than there is.
Yeah.
But, you know, no one at Facebook or Oculus said, this is what we're going to do. It's the community that hypes it up, and it's content creators that hype that up with videos that say, this is it.
Yeah.
VR 3.0 is here.
And at the moment, you got now people saying, well, damn, Pimax. What the imaginary headset that they've just literally gone, this is going to do this, it's going to do this, it's going to do this. There is no headset at the moment. And as far as I know, if you look back on the history of Pimax, they've let down their consumer base massively, time and time again. I hope to be wrong, but this is what people have told me. But yeah, so either way, at least we know that what we feel passionate about and what we love is being worked on.
I think for a huge amount of people as well who have invested in this recently, it's a breath of fresh air. It's a sigh of relief. They're not going to come away from this now and go, oh, I've got to go fork out another 400 quid, 300 quid for a new headset because being usurped. We're all confident that this thing now is, at the very least, for the next 12 months, going to rock and roll. And I think still beyond that.
Yeah.
You know, if they're investing in San Andreas for this thing, and that's going to be, that's the Resident Evil 4 of next year, is probably my best case scenario.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be the thing that dominates next year for the Quest. Then that means when that comes out, they're not going to dump it after that. That's the revitalizing moment. That's the sales boost again. And then they get something else for the next year or something else for the next 6 months. So I think the Quest 2 is here to stay for at least a long time, for at least a long period of time now. And that's a good thing for a lot of people who have only just invested.
Absolutely. Whoever it was, I think it was whoever it was in the chat earlier said they just picked up a Quest 2. That's good. It's good. You've done a good thing. Well done.
I had someone in my comments ask me this morning saying, should I wait until after Connect to buy a Quest 2? And I was like, mate, you're so close now. It's a matter of hours away, so you may as well at this point.
Yeah, I've been saying the same, because there was something about me and Ben are Oculus ambassadors. What that means is hopefully we're privy to games early.
Hopefully,
as far as I know, we had Resident Evil 4 at least a week before other people.
Yeah.
So that gave us time to it gave me a bit more time to do what I needed to do.
Gave me loads of time and I still cocked up.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. But the idea of being in this ambassadorship is that we'll be able to hopefully get this stuff early and give you some feedback on it. But everyone was asking, have I got a Pro 3? Have I? That's what I'm saying. That's the impact that these videos have, where they're coming to me now, or you, we're ambassadors, and going, I bet you've already got it. It doesn't exist. It never existed. That's the crazy thing.
I've seen 2 videos today and they both said that the future of VR is here. You're an ambassador. Show me.
Yeah. So what about you guys in the chat? What did you take away from today's presentation? What did you enjoy most? I love this trailer they did with this Resident Evil box thing.
Oh, the box is so cool.
It's so good.
It's so good. I'm still reeling from how good that game was, if I'm perfectly honest with you.
Oh, and again,
just stunning.
What that, like the cutscene thing. Now, I made a video basically saying I was surprised at their decisions behind it, because watching it on a trailer, I guess watching the IGN gameplay didn't help. Watching that stuff, I was really worried. I was like, oh no, I feel like they've messed it up.
Almost killed it for me as well. Yep.
But almost when you played it, I was like, no, this is actually really good. So
yeah, it's the difference of not to slag off IGN again, but IGN don't typically cover VR content. It's not something that's in their wheelhouse. Obviously, they're a gaming channel and an entertainment channel, but they don't cover VR. So I don't think they really even have specialized people for that content. No. So then when they cover VR, they don't cover the things that VR players and VR enthusiasts and hobbyists are looking for from a VR game. So when I was looking at it and they were saying, oh, I think some people won't like it because it's a bit too intense, you know, the combat's a bit too intense, I was like, that's a good thing. That's what I want. I want to feel like I'm actually Leon. I don't want to feel it like I'm playing it on a screen.
Yeah.
So their negatives were actually positives for me. But yeah, I think community hype might have knocked this event a little bit because people expected a lot more out of it than it was ever going to be. You know, in terms of gaming, the gaming showcases that Oculus do or Facebook do, that's where we're going to find out about things like Medal of Honor, whatever. You know, I don't think we were ever going to get a big onslaught of gaming information out of this. I think we were lucky to get a little bit. I think we were lucky to get that huge announcement of GTA and Blade and Sorcery. I think that was enough. And then hopefully we'll get another one soon.
But Blade and Sorcery for me, right? I like the game, but it's the mods that make me enjoy the game, because Blade and Sorcery, in some ways, doesn't necessarily do anything too new for me. And there's no real story. It looks like is Nomad like going to be like a story-based version of the game? I don't know, but it, you know,
yeah.
Have
you seen the dungeon update?
I have, but I haven't played it.
Yeah, so I'm from what that trailer showed, it looked like the dungeon update was included in what's coming to the Quest, which is more of a kind of a roguelike story. It's not got a story, but it's more like a roguelike challengey type gameplay mode.
Yeah.
They're trying to work towards the point where Blade and Sorcery is kind of like, it has a story and it has something to play through, which I think is great. But you're right, mods make that game.
Yeah, like, so Magma Cream says, oh man, where's Project 4 Medal of Honor After the Fall? As I said, as Facebook Connect, we got the 10% of gaming announcements when they went in with Vertigo Games. And I'm sure I said there was 5 games coming, because they're a publisher now, aren't they, as well?
The exciting thing about and this is purely speculation,
Deep Silver. Yeah, I know, because their IPs are Metro, Saints Row,
Dead Island.
Yeah, like that could be massive.
That could be huge. Whatever that is, don't discredit that little bit of information that came out. That
but
might not have been.
It went like that. He went and over it, and I was just like, "Hold on, mate."
They got 5 new games. Deep Silver. It's like, oh, what was that? Excuse me.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. It could be Saints Row. It could be Metro. It could be Dead Island. It could be something entirely new. So there's value in that as well. So it's kind of just a glimmer of something to be excited for in the future again. And if we start to look towards the future now, we know that out of Vertigo, that's 5 games, and you know, Vertigo leaning into publishing now, but they know what they're doing with VR. They're an established VR development team. You know, they're an established studio. So that's 5 games there. Then we know Project 4 is a thing. We know Assassin's Creed. We know Splinter Cell. We know GTA. We know Deep Silver. It starts to paint a picture of the future. And although we haven't got the pieces yet, it starts to get exciting. It
does, absolutely. Got some really important questions coming. ABC has asked, can VR exploding on head? Now, I'm going to add some words to this. He's basically asking, will VR make his head blow up? What do you reckon, Ben?
No, I don't think so.
I'm on my 5th or 6th head now, so...
Yeah, he just keeps rotating them out. Like a witch in Return to Oz with all them different heads on a wall. Terrifying.
So ABC has come back again. He's got VR can explode in. Same like mobile phone.
Oh, as in like the headset explode?
Yeah, you know, like, was it the Samsungs that were like just randomly setting alight?
It was like S20s or something. They were just blowing up in people's pockets.
Yeah.
I think there's probably always the worry that could happen. But you put in a piece of technology on your body, I think it's probably a very small chance of it happening.
I'll be absolutely honest.
You should always be worried about.
I've never thought about the Quest blowing up my head.
I haven't, and now I'm going to every time I play it. Put it on like this could be I'm going to kiss my wife goodbye every time. Like, this could be it.
ABC told me it can happen.
It goes.
So Googs Schultz says, so were the leaks for the Quest Pro fake? They were not the Quest at all. They were. What was the name of that headset?
Oh, bloody hell! What's it called?
As soon as I realised it wasn't quite for games, I was
begins with a C or a K, isn't it? Like
yeah, maybe someone in the chat remembers. I was just a bit like, yeah. What?
What's interesting about that is, again, the whole presentation was they didn't speak in finites or concrete. They spoke very vaguely about everything, and in that section, they kind of said some buzzwords, like they hinted that it's going to be expensive, like it's going to be a more top-end device. They hinted that it would work alongside the Quest product line, and they said it wasn't part of the Quest product line. But they one of the remarks was something like how it will work with the Quest, and that was kind of interesting to me. I was like, all right.
Like I want to know more, and I want to
know more. Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
But it makes
I think
go on.
I think that's all. I think that's all we saw. I think the leaks were just the breakdown of that kind of white headset. I think it was debunked today that it's actually a black headset, but the color coding on the picture was wrong.
Yeah,
I think that was just a breakdown of I don't know what it was called. I think all the little GIFs, which I don't think were used in this presentation at all, the little GIFs of the lady in front of the mirror and the face tracking. I think that's this headset. I think it's I think all the kind of speculation we've made about it is probably pretty spot on, but it's a more high end headset.
Yeah,
and it isn't gaming. It's not a gaming thing.
And the reason they use the words Quest Pro or Oculus Quest because it trends. That's whoever said Quest Pro and Quest 3. It's tags, and that's how it works. That's just simple as it is.
It's the YouTuber game, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. If they would have made up a name and called it, I don't know, what can we think of a name of something you could call a headset?
Well, it's even simple things like if someone went on YouTube, made a video, said the new Facebook headset is going to be amazing. That video won't do as well as Quest Pro is here.
Yeah,
because people will be looking for the title Quest because it's engaging.
So Jeremy says the Cambria. That's it. Cambria. What an odd
Isn't
name.
that a place in Australia?
I think Cumbria. What you're thinking of, isn't it?
I think I might, but I don't even know. Cambria. I think Cambria is a place.
I don't know
isn't
if Cambria is one, but I know Cumbria is. So yeah, I think that is the whole presentation.
I think
for everything we're interested in. I am probably going to go and jump in a headset and check out Mr. Carmack because I find him genuinely quite fascinating.
Yeah.
And for what it was, and I know it wasn't all about gaming, I actually really enjoyed a lot of that. Not the fitness stuff. I was like, meh. The Beat Saber thing was very strange. Just like a sword, and I was just like, maybe I missed something there. But
I've just gone to. There's a blog post that's up, which has just got some clarifications from the event, and it does say it has got about the Vertigo Games thing here. It does say 5 new games, including fan favorite game worlds from Deep Silver and others. Fan favorite game worlds from Deep Silver would hint or indicate to me that it's an existing IP that they're leveraging there into a VR game.
Metro has always been. I mean, the other thing, FPS always
they'd all work
really well. Yeah,
Dead Island would be
Dead Island.
A dream come true for me.
God. Yeah,
co-op Dead Island in VR.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely amazing.
But I love my zombies, so I'm a little bit biased. But
do they love you in return?
They don't. They never hug me back.
No.
It's just
one-way
street, mate.
Sorry, mate. Chris Parrish says, "Valve save us." Do you know what? I would have loved to have invested in an index, but as soon as I started thinking about it, because I've tried one and they're amazing, was all the people saying, "Oh no, my controllers are broke," and I was like, "That's not too bad." And they're like, "Yeah, dude, they're really expensive, and it's my
super expensive,
and it's my 4th set." I'm like,
"Oh, okay."
Your 4th set? I was like, "Dude, I can't be dealing with that." It would ruin me on my channel. I'd be stuck. I actually know some content creators who have multiple indexes because of issues like that. And
I think,
I
think they will come along with something. I think we are going to get that standalone Valve headset at some point. It's kind of inevitable. There's enough leaks. So again, I think we talked about this last podcast, but sadly, it's Bradley's done enough putting together of the pieces of the puzzle that at this point is kind of a certainty that that's happening, but it's just when.
Yeah,
and that will be huge.
Yeah,
because if that can access, if like the Steam Deck, that can access my Steam PC VR library, and I can play them on the go and store them on the headset itself on some kind of internal drive or something. Oh my god, that would change. But what they would need to do then is they would need to tidy up the Steam VR content section because it is an absolute mess. And if they're making it a lot more.
See, I love this. So like Nick comes in, he says, hello. Oh, by the way, everyone, thank you ever so much for being here. As always, thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for sharing the stream. Really appreciate
Thank you.
all of you being here. Nick says, my PC is so behind PC VR. It's way too costly to upgrade my CPU and GPU right now. So the Quest 2 is amazing for me. Yeah, I mean, look at the graphics on screen right now. This is top notch. But no, I think the Quest 2 is absolutely incredible.
The Quest 2 is amazing, and you absolutely nailed it as well. It's the thing I've been preaching since day one. as someone who likes to game on my VR headset, that's what I use it for. I'm not chasing the highest fidelity graphics. I'm not looking to spend £2,000 on a headset. I'm just looking to have a good time. And we joke, but I had a bloody good time playing that game with you and Matt, you know. And that was just us using a Quest 2. And I think the Quest 2, for the experiences it's given me, is well worth the price. And I think me and you've spoken about it before. When I got into VR, I got into it through PSVR because I couldn't afford a PC. Extremely expensive. I couldn't afford a VR headset setup, and I didn't have the space for the trackers and everything that kind of came with it at that day and age.
Yeah.
So for me, getting into it via PSVR was the affordable way in, and I've been saying it for years. VR is amazing, but it's not succeeding because there's no affordable, accessible way to get this into people's hands and into people's homes. And that's what the Quest 2's done. It's giving you good quality VR that's easy to get into people's hands and into people's homes, and now it's starting to spread.
And then carry that over to the affordability of the headset. So I think with Great Tantrum, when I had the Rift S, I think he asked me if he should get one. And I was like, dude, if you're doing all PC VR stuff and you're not interested in Quest, I think the Rift S is an amazing headset for the money. And I still think it is. But at the same time, unfortunately, when you check out the Quest 2, the screen door, I mean, like Ben, you flip, don't you, from Rift S to Quest all the time?
All the time.
Now, me personally, and I don't know how good people's eyes are, and they're all different, but I think there is a very noticeable difference between the Rift S display and the Quest 2 display, using Link and AirLink.
There is 100%.
Yeah, so that's another thing. The Quest 2 for $299, you've got 128 gig standalone VR headset and a PC VR headset, and it's durable. That's the other thing as well. I was just reading Doomslay's message up the top. What did he put? I was very unhappy with my index. I paid $1,000 for a headset, and only one game is pretty awesome on it, Alex. Where the other 3 or 4 full, where are the 3 or 4 full VR games they wanted to release for it?
Again, he's exactly right. You spend that kind of money on a headset. What are you playing on it? If you're a gamer, if that's how you engage with your VR headset.
Yeah.
What software is warranting that price point? And that's why I sit and watch Pimax and I sit and watch Vario, and I'm like, I'm laying out thousands of pounds for me to see our Half-Life Alyx in better resolution than I can already see it in.
Yeah.
Whereas the Quest, love it or hate it, is building a really substantial and exclusive library of games that you can only play there. So there's a reason to invest that £300, because you know you can now play Resident Evil 4, and you're going to get a Blade and Sorcery standalone, and you're going to get GTA was, I think you said, exclusive to Quest. Well, it was going to be exclusive to Quest 2, isn't it, GTA?
Yeah.
I actually think it was Blade and Sorcery at the end said exclusive to Quest 2. So I don't think that's Quest 1. I could be wrong on that, but I think the end of the Blade and Sorcery trailer said exclusive to Quest 2.
Yeah, but as we found out, some people have side-loaded bloody Resident Evil 4. So, but I mean, there's a lot more physics and stuff going on in Blade and Sorcery, and that's going to take a massive amount of effort on the Quest 2. But someone else asked a question. I didn't want to jump over it. He basically asked about whether Quest 2 is just all about games. Where is it? Adam Turner, is there other things available for Quest that isn't games, education, experience apps? And the 2 I'd recommend is Mission ISS and what's that girl's story? Oh, and I absolutely loved it. It was the wartime one. Someone helped me in the chat. It's fantastic. You can walk around her house. Is
it Anne Frank?
Anne Frank's house is brilliant. Like, the people who've played that, like, they get genuinely, like, emotionally involved with that. It's it's good. It's really powerful.
I think it's easy to just see Quest as a gaming device, because it's primarily it is, but there are a lot of fantastic non-gaming applications that you might not be able to get through the Quest store, but you can get through places like SideQuest. So whether that's escapist artistic apps where you might just be painting, like Tilt Brush. Tilt Brush went open source, and there's a version of Tilt Brush that you can get on the Quest, and you just paint in big 3D spaces and create images. Me and GT and a few other creators have used Horizon Workrooms, which is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. We were sitting around a virtual table.
Oh yeah, that was
with
cool,
our
man.
avatars.
Yeah, that was
talking,
brilliant.
and the mouths are moving, the eyes are moving, you've got hand tracking, and that felt, this presentation was a lot about metaverse. That was the first time I felt like, oh, okay, I can see where this is going now. And it felt like I was actually inhabiting a space with these guys, but we weren't ourselves. We were our digital selves.
Yeah.
You can do all that on the Quest. That exists on there. The Quest opens up and becomes something more if you've got access to a PC, because then you can start to add sideload apps onto it. And there's a huge amount there. In terms of education, I think there's even some, again, I've seen on SideQuest, I think there was a surgery game you can do, and you do kind of like, I think it's quite simplistic, but you can run surgical operation. There's a lot of crazy stuff that you can do, and it isn't just out and out zombie shooting or running around Paris under the railway stations or whatever the hell me and GT were doing here. But yeah, I think it does extend far beyond gaming, but I only see it through a gaming lens because that's my thing.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to keep this conversation going, head on over into our into the Gamertag VR Discord. There probably is a link in the description, hopefully. If you've got any questions, there's plenty of people in there that can help you out and answer some stuff. Yeah, Kingspray was amazing.
Kingspray.
Yeah, Kingspray was very good. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, someone asked, what is my best game? Best VR game? It's very tough to have a best VR game because there's quite a few I really, really enjoy. I get to sample a lot of games, so it's very hard to just say that is my favourite game. This is from Link875. I think the game that I'm enjoying putting the most amount of time into at the moment would be Resident Evil 4 currently. That's the only way I can answer it, because it's always changed for me, my favourite games, because there's always something new and something really good coming. And just to go back on this year, we've got Medal of Honor now, After the Fall. What was the game we just literally... Blade and Sorcery.
Blade and Sorcery.
What else have we got?
Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Tempest 4.
Yeah,
just
and
its release
that's
date
from Carbon
month.
Studios. That's going to be the Wizard guys.
Captain Toonhead is also this month.
I don't know about Captain Toonhead.
I think it looks cool, but it looks like my kind of game. It's just wacky, over the top, colourful, silly madness.
I don't know whether I'm just like wave-based shooters. I can be.
It's a wave shooter.
I'm hesitant with them. I'm a little bit hesitant to them, and that's why I like that Transformers VR game that come out. I love Transformers. I really do. I absolutely love them. I've got loads of them up there. I love it. But then I saw it was stuck on the rails, and I was just like, "Oh no, please!" And yeah, they actually DM'd me, added me, and then messaged me and said, "We've got more to show. Like, hopefully you can turn you around into Mr. Positive." And I want that, dude. I want that.
We've also got Ancient Dungeon goes full release. I think it's going to the full-fledged Quest store.
Nice.
Ancient Dungeon is a game I really rated. Really good roguelike for Quest and PC VR. And outside of that, I don't know. We could be in for some more surprises, but I think there's probably 5 or 6 titles this month that I think look like they could be very good. And then looking forward to December, it looks like After the Fall is December. Which is going to be probably closing out the year with a bang. I think After the Fall looks absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
The closest thing that I've seen so far to Left 4 Dead VR. And it looks like the natural evolution of Arizona Sunshine, which obviously they made as well. So yeah, really excited for that. And that'll be a big kind of hurrah before the year's over. And then we can look forward to 2022 and all the magic things of that. I think it's going to be, as time goes on, I think we're looking forward to some really exciting times. I think next year, with a PSVR 2 reveal, and hopefully Index reveal, it's going to be crazy.
Next year is going to be so big. I think next year is going to be the biggest year VR's ever seen. I personally do. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether these like companies deliver on these headsets that everyone gets hyped for. And you got to ask yourself. Personally, this is why I don't make news and I don't talk about Quest Pro 3 and stuff, is because in my time in VR, you slowly realize that I'm actually not that interested in them, and they're not actually what I need and what I can afford. So there's no real point me getting hyped for Pimax. Like, I know it's there, I've heard about it, and I've heard it's going to be this, that, and the other, but then I heard $2,000, and I'm like, no. That's just simply not going to happen. As I said, their track record apparently is really poor. So, you know, and the difference is with PSVR and PSVR 2 and Quest is you can go and get this off the street. You can go to a shop and buy this headset. You haven't got to order it online because there's not enough of them. You've got somewhere to take it back to. It's a console. It's a gaming console experience. And yeah, that's the difference. You know, that's the difference.
100%. So many of the other headsets you've got to back through Kickstarter or back on some kind of, you know, get in early and be a bottom level foundation kind of person. But this is just, yeah, you say it, it's just a console. You just go and buy it from a shop, pick it up in a box, take it home, put it on.
Jansen Fox says, "Welp GT, I'm giving away a Pimax 8KX on the 19th. I could win one for free, but actually Pimax have been messaging me and asking me to check out 2 of their headsets, I believe. And I want to for the experience. It gives me like a better overview of what is going on. But actually, my kind of problem is I'd love to get it to review it, but my actual self would be like, would I buy one?
Would you buy one?
Would I actually buy one? You know, with my money, with my, you know, my family's income, would I go, do you know what? I'm going to buy a Pimax 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 or whatever, you know, and that's where I'm just a bit like, I don't know. The only headset outside of Oculus and PSVR would have been the Valve Index, if any, because it looks so good and I've tried it. So yeah, you know, and to be fair, the Index itself isn't, for some people who've already got that set up, it isn't massively expensive because they've already got the base stations set up. So, you know, so Tantrum, he's coming up. He says $2,400 for the Pimax 12K, $2,000 for the Varjo. Is it Varjo? Varjo Aero? Yeah.
Varjo.
$1,000 for the Valve Index or $300 for the Quest 2.
And you're going to be playing the same games on all of these things.
Just tough, man. It's just tough. You know,
it doesn't matter whether you've got a 12K Pimax or a Varjo Aero or a Valve Index or a Quest 2. You can still plug it into your PC and play Half-Life Alyx and have the same, essentially the same basic experience. You're still going to enjoy the game, hit all the key beats of the game and have a good time. But the person that spent £2,400 is at that point is the resolution even? I don't.
Do you know what? I kind of remember. Do you know? I kind of put it down to like when you've. I don't know if you remember. I remember going from 480p TVs right to 720, and that was like a mind blow. I remember my uncle come round and saw Gears of War on my 720p screen, and he was like, "What the hell? That looks amazing. I've got to go and get one." When I got the HP Reverb G2 and reviewed it, it was amazing. The lenses are incredible, and Half-Life Alyx looked brilliant.
Yeah.
But you will get used to that, you know, and then you're left with the same game. So, you know, Nick, I love that I can just boot a game up right away on my Quest. I don't need to use a launcher, Steam, stuff like that. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's why standalone is going to be, yeah, as Boy Brown's just saying, well, he's not saying he's saying it should be the focus. He's saying that is going to be their focus. And,
it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be the focus, and it just makes sense for it to be the focus. It's easy. It's consumer friendly. People can just get hold of it and play it. They don't need to buy a PC. It's all about ease of access. And I think that's the thing that's been missing with VR for a long, long time. And it's here now. It's happening. And the Quest 2 is the start of that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong as well. Like I'm reading these comments like from Jansen. Like we need these to push the next. Like you do need that. You need someone out there going, well, I've just raised the bar, and then everyone else has to try and get something that's better, you know, or they've seen something better, and then everything progresses. That's definitely cool. You need competition.
The comments exactly sums up how I feel about it. Having these super high-end headsets is like trying to sell a Lambo when cars just started to be mass-produced. VR community is too new for it, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and that's both true and false at the same time, because you've got these headsets are for like the enthusiasts who have been invested in VR since year one, like 5 years ago. They bought the first VR headset because they saw it and went, I need it. It's the coolest thing in the world. But they're a very finite niche group of people. And now VR has started to open its doors to me and little Timmy down the road. And, you know,
little Big Lee, he's interested.
Yeah. Everyone's in here now playing. And now that these people who are just kind of normal consumers are starting to understand how cool VR is. They're seeing these announcements of these £2,000 headsets and thinking, who's that for? That's not for me. I just about scraped together 300 quid for mine. I can't scrape together £2,000. So you're right. Like it's marketing a Lambo to someone that can barely afford a Corsa.
Yeah.
Because that person's just discovered how cool it is to drive.
Yeah, and then
driving's cool.
And
do you
then,
want a Lambo?
And then you've got to do the upkeep of the Lambo because something might break. You know, there's all different things that happen with this high-end stuff. So yeah, I'm just
high end ain't going nowhere. You know, it's not going anywhere. And as the people who are getting into VR now via Quest start to grow up and see the potential of VR and buy themselves a PC, they might be the people that adopt this high-end tech in the future. They're not going to buy it now. They're not ready for it. But in 5-10 years, they've been kind of indoctrinated by the Quest 2, so they're ready for something better. Yeah. And that's when they'll start to buy those things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so thank you ever so much for watching. I'm not sure if anything else is going to be happening with this keynote.
Yeah, it's dead, and it's done.
I think we're done.
We've done our bit.
Yeah. Liam Collinson says, is there any new hardware? There is. Can't remember the name of it. What was it called? Cambria. The Cambria headset. Some sort of game that does play some Quest games, but not all of them or something. And it's supposed to be, I don't know. It wasn't the Quest Pro 3. We can just leave it there. It definitely wasn't the Quest Pro 3. But the good news is GTA San Andreas is coming.
Oh, so can I close out? Can I close out with one thing?
Yeah.
So with them bringing in Meta,
yeah,
Oculus is going to be gone. So it is going to be called the Meta Quest and the Meta Quest app.
Right, hold on a minute. So we're going to be Meta ambassadors.
Looks that way.
You've only just got your jumper.
I know, right? I've got my jumper on. It's not even going to apply to anything. So it's a statement that's been released. VR will be the most immersive way for people to access the metaverse. And as we look toward our goal of bringing 1 billion people into VR, we want to make it clear that Quest is a meta product. For this reason, we're simplifying our brand architecture and shifting away from the Oculus brand. Starting in early 2022, you'll start to see the shift from Oculus Quest, from Facebook to Meta, Meta Quest, and Oculus app to Meta Quest app over time. It's all adopting the Meta branding and losing the Facebook and Oculus branding. So Oculus is disappearing.
Oh, do you know, I love the Oculus logo and brand.
Yeah. So that's going to be gone.
That's gutting.
And it's going to become Meta.
That's actually pretty gutting for me personally.
But I have just seen a comment from Matt from BMF, and he says we can call ourselves Meta Knights now.
Oh,
which is pretty cool.
Oh, Meta Knights, that's pretty cool.
If you like Kirby,
yeah, Oculus is a bloody good name.
It's a great name.
It is a really good name for a product. So, but yeah, just got to hang in there on the ride. And I think when Grand Theft Auto comes out, people will just be like, yeah, I don't really care what it's called. I'm going to jump into bloody San Andreas, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? Imagine if it's got online capability.
Don't. Like GTA Online, but VR.
You see, yeah, it's just like, it's crazy stuff. But
be mental.
But yeah, there you go. So enjoy the rest of the evening, everyone. Thank you ever so much for watching. Ben, cheers, man. Good to see you.
Cheers to you too.
Are we doing a VR crewcast this Thursday, or is it next Thursday now? I think
it is Thursday, isn't it?
I mean, like, is there one
like next week? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We banged out a couple. It feels like a couple of weeks in a row. I think we need to figure out when Matt can do it again.
Yeah,
he's a busy boy, and then once he's free again, we'll be back.
He is a busy boy. Happy birthday again to BMF, our third member of the crewcast, and yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and we got 1,000 people on the channel. Yay! Whoop, whoop. Crazy. It's taken like 2 months.
You've done it.
2 months to get there.
Oh mate, it took me like a year and a half to get 1,000 subscribers originally, so you've done pretty bloody well.
I know. Yeah, but no, this is yeah, I know what you're saying. It took me a year to get 500. roughly.
It's tough, man. It's tough going.
It's really hard
You've done
work.
really well.
Really
this
hard work.
Look at that. We held a 100% positive like ratio for the entire stream.
No way.
And someone's banged a dislike on there, right?
On the way out. On the way out. I've got muddy shoes.
Leave that for them there, the shits. Yeah. Thanks very much, everyone. I'm going to go and eat some dinner, I think.
Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take it easy, guys. See you later.